Alrighty. Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome in. Welcome. Let's get this on the go, shall we? We'll have to see how today goes, because I was doing a workout last night, and something hurts on my side today. I don't know what's quite going on. I hope I've not done myself an injury, but my mouse arm isn't quite as flexible as I would like it to be today. I've always said exercise is dangerous, so that'll teach me, won't it? That'll teach me. But I was doing some extracurricular activity in the factory last night for a little bit, and we have hit a milestone, big milestone. But I saved the big milestone for stream today. So, Chalita, good morning, welcome in. Hope you're well. Good morning. I have my very cold, practically frozen apple juice. That should hopefully pump me full of some vitamin C's and vitamins in general to get me recovered nice and quickly. But the factory is getting there. After yesterday, we spent a whole bunch of time yesterday getting the, I can never remember the name of them. I want to say modular engines. They call modular engines. The phase 3 component that we need to get completion. You may notice in the top of the screen, I've actually got 2,500 Toblerones, 500 engines, and 100 of those other things. I don't know what they're called, but I finished off the factory a little bit yesterday. It's still a big orange block. It still looks like a default game asset, but I did kind of close it off, finish it off, do a little bit of finishing touches on this yesterday. I'm not sure if I even went all the way around, I don't know, but at least from this side it looks neat and tidy now. I gave it the title Modular Engines. You can't miss that, can you really? Can't miss that from a mile off. And I actually realised that something that would be very clever to do, because I will never remember this later on in the game, is I have put a little indicator using some of these signs telling me exactly how many of each components I need to get the 3 per minute that it's expected to make. This is because I've just pumped in Q4, tier 4 belts. But I know later in the game it will be handy to be able to troubleshoot and track stuff if I know roughly what I'm meant to be getting here. This is what's needed. Doge? What's she doing? This is what's needed to get the 3 per minute. This, in theory, should be able to just basically not be touched ever again. We've got Hypertube up to the top floor, where we have... Oh, look, we're even stacking up some bonus ones now. It's just kind of cooking in the background. No reason to really turn this off particularly anymore. It's doing its thing. It's cooking, basically. One of the machines is going to be running 100% of the time. The other ones are going to be slightly slacking short term, because there's actually a limitation with the amount of screws that are being produced downstairs. I have built sufficient enough factories, but this belt is not actually fast enough to supply all the screws that are needed to keep all my screw machines and all the machines that need screws up and running 100% of the time. You'll see we've got a couple of weird orange lights here. These are actually short on rods. Rods should not be an issue. Maybe, I don't know. Well, the reality is there's one little bit of upgrade for screws to do to troubleshoot the whole thing, but otherwise it should work pretty smoothly. Did I actually fully go round? Yeah, I did. I realised that I've run out of tickets. I wanted to buy like nice windows and stuff for the building so we can start doing some architecture stuff. But I was a little bit trigger happy, it feels, with my purchase of things like the foundations, for example. I just bought all of them. I didn't kind of remember how slow the tickets produce after a while, because there's like an exponential amount of points you need per ticket. So we're going to have to live with a big orange block right now. But that's modular engines, as far as I'm concerned, done. Closed off, GG, well played. And as you can see, it's already produced the 500 plus we need to advance to the next stage, which we can go press the big button, or we can send the ship into space and upgrade. Well, you can't see it right now. Typical. Upgrade what's going on. And explore phase 4, which has got to bring with it a whole bunch of goodies. I was looking yesterday, briefly whilst doing this, I was looking about what I might need ahead of time in phase 4. And I wanted to go through my list and just double check that I've actually got everything automated. Because I like to try and finish a phase, not just have the things completed. I want to make sure that everything from that phase is mostly up and running. There's one significant thing I haven't done this phase, which is mostly because I haven't really needed it just yet. But the need for it is going to slap me in the face real hard when we enter like the next phase. And that's flipping heavy modular frames. Nearly everything on this list is automated in some shape or form somewhere, at least in some degree. Even computers, for example. I threw a quick computer build up there. This is harvesting all of my plastic though right now. Heavy modular frames is going to be an issue. These are going to be a big issue. I did have to craft up a handful of these to make I cheated with these, the adaptive control units. I only needed 100, so I kind of cheated a little bit. I just kind of threw a bunch of stuff together almost by hand, or mostly by hand, just to quickly get these 100. Whereas we are going to have to do something a little bit more serious for these. But heavy modular frames is the only thing really from this section of the game that I haven't really tackled or dealt with properly yet. I know we've unlocked turbo fuel and I haven't used turbo fuel yet. But the only reason I need turbo fuel right now is to boost my power. And we're still living large off the fact that we had our first big power base set up in this phase also. So the need to blast it even further yet isn't really there. I could quite comfortably take this. I did some napkin maths. I reckon I could probably get to about 20,000 megawatts of power right here, right now. 20,000 megawatts of power would probably get me through most of the next phase as well, I imagine. But we'll see, we'll see. Step 1, make a second radar. Step 2, get more spheres. This is kind of stuff I'll probably do mostly off stream, just kind of like casually flying around, picking up that sort of stuff. I'll do off stream. I've got all but one in this area. In our first initial starter area, I've got all but one. It's evading me. I can't find it. We'll find it eventually. We'll do some Venn diagram business with radio towers eventually, giving us full coverage of the whole map so that we can go around and collect them all. Shouldn't be too difficult eventually. I'm not in dire need for them realistically. I could do with a couple more because I'm sure we're going to start automating a few things, but everything's got a dimensional depot on them for now. Oh, not so Discord ping. Did we not do no Discord pings? Oh god, I'm a terrible streamer. I was doing my early overview of the base. Let's do a quick Discord ping then. Let the world know. We're about to enter phase 4. I've got all the components ready from phase 3. We are ready to rock and roll. Welcome in Kahani though, and Jack, and of course Skip, welcome over on Team YouTube. Unfortunately you can only see one radar tower at a time. So do you have to be within its radius to hover over it and see what's within it? Is that what we're saying? I can't put another radio tower, let's say, in this very top corner to give me another radius and then hover over that one and it tell me what's within its radius. Because that's all I'm looking for. The weak signals found in this area. It just, so then, like, for example, if I get another radio tower where the, you know, like a Venn diagram, you know, Venn diagram where you get a crossover. Should we do it? Should we do a quick test? Have I got radio tower equipment on me? What do we need for a radio tower? No better way to figure this shit out than to do it, right? That's the play. Oh. Okay. Crystal oscillizers are also on my list of things I need to automate, and I haven't because they're a pain in the ass because I need quartz. I either need to bring quartz to my main base or I need to take copper and iron to my quartz. Neither of those things are particularly enjoyable experiences. This is why I've not automated crystal oscillizers yet. But that is absolutely going to have to be something that we fix soon, TM. Since I think these things become wildly more important very quickly. A Venn diagram? Ha 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 ha. A Venn diagram. Just run a train through the cave. Well, this is it. I probably am going to have to do something along those lines. Yeah. That's probably the play to get these quartz crystals back to base. We can make a handful of them now. How many of these did it say we needed for the tower business? 25 of the damn things. Do I have heavy modular frames anywhere? Do I have any bonus ones made somewhere? I must have some bonus ones. See, we're going to run out of crystals now. Yeah, slowly upgrading it. They are going into the SAM, so I can always I can casually craft a few of these, but I can never casually get more than a few of them. Sometimes I just need to go grab a stack of quartz crystals from somewhere. Ah, that's convenient. Hey, it's like this has happened before. It's kind of like this has happened before. We need 25 of these things. Quite like 25 on hand if we can. Although it doesn't matter. Alright, that'll do. What do we need? Heavy modular frames. Have I got these anywhere? Heavy modular frames, none. Ouch. How many do I need? 20. Screws times a shitload. Steel pipe. At the end of the day, this is why we have storage containers full of shit, so that we can come along and grab it whenever needed. 50 computers, 10 computers. Wait, hang on. Why do I need computers? Oh, for the radar thing. Okay. We need modular frames times more. Stack of those and a bunch of cables. Put little screens on these to make it a bit easier to see from a distance as well. Starting to actually play the game properly. Making these did absolutely crucify my cable supply. Whoops. Another reason why trying to mass produce 100 of these quickly by hand is not very sensible. We do need to automate those properly soon, TM. But, you know, squirrels do squirrel things. Squirrels do squirrel things. Yeah, purple in Sam, orange in inventory. I could definitely do with making that purple bar longer as well. Doesn't matter on some things, but there are a handful of items that the stack size seems really small. Yeah, other things, the stack is plenty. But you're right, upload speed probably needs fixing first, because upload speed basically makes the bar longer anyway. I think it's only 7 spheres, but I don't think I have any. I think I'm fully sphere poor. Yeah, I'm sphere poor. We have got none left, mostly because I have prioritized getting everything in the cloud first. And I know I'm only going to make that problem worse for myself going into the next phase, but I'm quite sure we're looking at, where is it? Alien technology, 7? Yeah, 7 for the next upgrade. Oh, not speed, but quantity. Oh yeah, the first upgrade of quantity might only be a single sphere, actually. No, 3. So I really need 10 spheres, really. One to get a stack increase, one to get a upload increase. 10 would do me nicely, but that's still going to take me a couple of hours of just casually flying around trying to find them, I reckon. What we can do now, I want to test ranges on these a little bit. If I go plonk one right in this very top corner up here, we can then see what that shows. And do a, you know, bit of a comparison. Can you set the current radar lower? Yeah, I can always pick this up and move it further down to explore more of this area, yeah. I mean, that is theoretically a way that you'll probably do it eventually. I'm probably, to be fair, I'm just going to dot a bunch of them around and get full map coverage. And I'll quite quickly figure out exactly where I need to... What's it called? Triangulation or something? If you get 3 distinct points, you can figure, like, you know, how GPS works, for example. We can triangulate roughly where the spears should be on the map quite easily once we've got a few radars down. For, you know, for those scenarios where we're missing one, and I don't want to check the whole flipping area again, just to find the one, it's, you know, seems silly. It's bad you can't set the radius scan size. Yeah, that would be cool, that. Maybe, like, if you could overclock or underclock them. You know, if they added that to the radars, that would sort of, you know, basically work the same. If we take... So we're going to need power for it, aren't we? Another reason why I don't particularly want to spend too much time running around getting them right now is because my jetpack is still super basic. I'd much prefer to get the hover pack, really. Then go do a big world tour explore. Right, I don't think that can really get much more in the corner of the map. But if we hook this up now... Can we now get visibility on what's around here? Not easily, because the flipping markers at the back. Oh, bees. Fuck bees. Fuck all the bees. So, the radius of this Hang on, can I hide? Turn my stamps off. Why is that not turning my stamps off? Turn map markers off. These are my ones. Turn resources off temporarily. So we can see here, this is showing that there's only one within this area. 1 sloop, 6 more slugs. This is also showing only 1 in that area. Can't easily hover over both of them at the same time, but there's still 1 in this top corner somewhere. That makes, you know, it somewhat easier to try and find. Hover only works near electricity. Well, I can hover over this one and it's miles off. But okay. There's no hard drives in this area at least. No hard... Oh, the hover pack. I see. Oh, right. Yeah, you're right. It does. It wirelessly has the electricity, doesn't it? Oh, well, we'll get some better fuel for the jetpack even still then. I don't know. Whatever. Turbo fuel is what you want. We can work towards turbo fuel now. We can definitely work towards turbo fuel. A couple of geezers down here now showing up on the map. All the bonus resources that we need. Probably should create a few of those radars just to cover this whole first initial area of ours. What are these? What did I put those on the map for? Why did I put those on the map? I don't know why I put those on the map. But I've clearly put them on the map for a reason. Who knows? Alright, well, either way, cool little experiment to see. There's still 1 sphere somewhere in that radius. But it also goes to show that I have been relatively vigilant about finding the damn things. Because, can I just turn limestone off? Because there's 1 in this area somewhere. There's a good chance it's in the middle here somewhere. I don't know. I'm not spending the entire stream hunting these things down just now. They're cool things to have. I'll pick them up when I find them. But I'll dedicate some serious time to finding them another day. Is my coffee ready yet? Because I am in dire need of coffee this morning. I've drank my apple juice already. Right, it's time to move up to phase 4 anyway. We've got to get that space elevator built. We've got to see what's coming next. What's coming, where we're going to go, what new luxuries we can unlock. I'm hoping it's in the next phase we get Mark III miners. Mark III miners would mean I can start building outposts kind of almost properly. I've been weirdly feeling like I've, you know, not been able to extract quite as much materials as I need from them. Obviously, I understand I could slug all of this stuff to get more from it, and eventually we will probably slug all of the things. But I also don't have too many slugs just yet. Right, coffee, and then we press the big button. It's not this button, is it? That's the wrong button. We gotta send the elevator to space. This is the wrong button. There's part of me that thinks I should wait till day to do it as well, but... Right, load. Seal. Boom. Get in there, boys and girls. Go, go, go. Tis 7 and 8 incoming.
Welcome to the Project Assembly Pioneer Progress.
Oh yeah, another one of these little videos. I like these.
The Phase 3 project part shipment is finally ready for delivery. On delivery, Phase 3 will be completed and the main body will be constructed. You should know how this works by now. You'll get access to tiers 7 and 8.
Ooh, aerial transportation.
Perhaps you should just go look at the technologies there yourself. It's all laid out so that even a monkey could understand it, so you should have no issues. Speaking of which, I don't think you need a reminder about project parts.
He just got
Instead,
sass.
I will be providing some interesting facts.
Nuclear pasta.
Did you know the average pioneer succeeds at saving the day? Did you know the average pioneer knows how to optimize pipe throughput? Did you know the average pioneer stays late at work because they care about humanity? Anyway, I thought you might want to know more about your peers. Good luck in Phase 4.
Become average or better. Nice. Nice. Average or better. That actually gives me an indication that we never got past Phase 4 in our first playthrough. I'm quite convinced we never got past Phase 4 looking at this. Right. Send it to space. Go, go, gadget, go. I need vantage. I want to see this. Go do your thing. Probably shouldn't have done this in the dark, should I? But you're going to zoom off now. Zoom! Does it still do the sonic boom? Boom! All the boomage.
Phase 3 of Project Assembly completed. Fixit's predictions indicate pioneers should generally reach this point faster with above average results, but we should all adjust our expectations according to the situation. It is understandable. The pressure and complexity will only increase from here, so be sure to take on Phase 4 with efficiency and competence.
Okay. We're getting there. Space elevator's looking pretty sweet. We have a whole host of new materials to investigate. They're icons that I don't really recognize. What are these things going to be? Okay, should we go check out what our new technological improvements? What do we get with tier 7 and 8 then? What are we going to get with tier 7 and 8? In fact, there's a good reason I probably never got past Phase 4, because it's at this phase I realised that I was already producing everything I needed. I just needed time. There was no such thing as tier 9 when I last played this game. Right, tier 7 then. Bauxite. Bauxite refinement, also known as aluminium or aluminum, depending on which side of the pond you live on. We'll get the ability to scan for quartz if you haven't already done it. I can't possibly believe you can get to this point in the game without being able to scan for quartz. I mean, I'm sure because you've needed quartz up until this point, I think, pretty heavily. Bauxite is raw aluminum juice. We have to make alumina solution. Dissolved alumina extracted from bauxite can be further refined into aluminium scrap for aluminium ingot production. Oh yeah, I remember you have to go... There's like a multi-stage process with this, don't you? You have to make sheets and you have to make casings. And they're both used in slightly different things. But we're going to need to get an aluminium factory on the go in somewhat shape or form. This is probably the first and initial thing we want to get. I might spend a bit of time actually getting at least a small amount of heavy modular frames automated. Just the basic process of getting them made. They're not going to make very fast at all in our main base due to additional limitations from elsewhere, but you know, some is better than none. Hover pack though, we get the hover pack soon once we've done something with alu-clad sheets. Consumes a bunch of power, allows the Pioneer to move vertically and hover in midair to improve building efficiency and factory traversal. It wirelessly connects to nearby power connections such as power poles and buildings for power consumption. Slow fall, hold spacebar after losing the connection to hover back down to ground. We get Logistics Mark 5 soon, which gives us tier 5 belts, 780 resources per minute, starting to get pretty high, and Conveyor Lift Mark 5s as well. My dude missed a couple of streams, so damn, look at your progress, let's go. Thanks, man, appreciate it. We're getting there. We're pushing. Hazmat suit, clearly going to be required for if we want to go gather any radiation stuff. Shields the Pioneer from adverse effects of radiation. Consumes iodine-infused filters from the Pioneer's inventory. Okay, they're probably going to be fun to try and figure out how to make, aren't they? And control system development. What's this? Oh, this is all teching into sulfur. See, I feel as if I'm already up to speed with both sulfur and quartz, at least to a degree, because we went and we found those really early on, and we set up some basic stuff for them. But now we might actually be using it. Sulfuric acid, sulfur and water. Complex reaction primarily used in the refinement process and battery production. Primarily used as fuel for the drones and also vehicles. Batteries are going to be useful. I want to get drones up and running this time. I think drones might fix some of my problems. They might definitely fix some of my problems. Low quantity materials that need to travel a long distance, that don't really warrant trains or big highways. But just picking up and dropping off a few things in drones might be useful. Radio control units, supercomputers. As if getting computers up and running wasn't enough. The assembly director system. This is... Oh, that's literally the first part. Is that the first part of our... Wow, 500. That's literally the first part. We're not going to be working on those for quite a while. Hoverpack makes exploring the world much easier. Just fly around dragging a power line with you. Yeah, that also probably makes the whole thing much easier, doesn't it? Just drag a power cable wherever you go. Then you've also at least got power wherever you need it. You will make a big old spider web, I guess, but I guess that's kind of half the point. So that's tier 7. Basically leaning on aluminium, and then some basic business. But what's a blender? 2 inputs. Oh, is this for... Okay. Has both conveyor belt and pipe inputs and outputs. Oh, okay, sure. And then finally tier 8 stuff, when we start trying to do real fancy things. Aeronautical engineering. Oh, the drone port. Yeah, I think these drones are going to fix a bunch of problems for me. I think they'll fix a bunch of problems. We might have to hack a few things first, but has 9 inventory slots, can use any fuel type, refuels at any of its connected ports if possible. Yeah, that could be a good one to get up and running. Did you get the turbo fuel plant up and running? We didn't in the end, no. We haven't got the turbo fuel up and running yet. But we've left space for it. You can fly up and over the mountain, so no need for like foundations and ramps and such. Yeah, that does sound appealing. That sounds very appealing to be able to navigate. We were talking earlier that we are running very, very low on spheres. In fact, so low I have none of them, meaning that we're going to need some soon, TM. Nuclear power. A lot of people seem to tell me that nuclear is a bitch to set up. I look forward to the challenge, but it is also what unlocks our magnetic field generator. Project part number 7. Nuclear power plants. Consumes nuclear fuel rods and water to produce electricity for the grid. Produces nuclear waste, which is extracted via the conveyor belt output. Always generates power at the set clock speed. Shuts down if the fuel requirements are then not met. Interesting. Sounds fun. Uranium fuel rods, electromagnetic control rods, encased uranium cells, and we can also scan for uranium. I've already found some uranium. We found some of this. We accidentally stumbled on this when we were doing some travellings. Just want to say, loving the playthrough and playing at the same time, but about 3 days behind. So just watching your Friday's one on YouTube. Glad you're enjoying it. A few people have taken the time to express that they're enjoying it. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I also appreciate if you're trying to go relatively spoiler free. Because I'm also semi doing the same, even though I have played through the game like mostly once. Avoid nuclear until you've not got anything else to work on. Both turbo fuel and rocket fuel will produce way more power than you'll ever need. I suspect that's the case. But you know, there's nothing cooler than building a massive, great big nuclear power plant, eh? We will get advanced aluminium production later on, where, what do we get? Resource well pressurizer, resource well extractor, meaning we can then apparently extract water, maybe giving us a more inland way of getting water, maybe possibly. Scannable resource, crude oil. Well, that's seems like a weird thing to put here. If you haven't done anything with oil yet, I don't know how you get here in the first place, but sure. God, can you imagine being on coal or biofuel until this point in the game? Holy. Okay. Scan for nitrogen gas. We can make heat sinks, dissipate the heat faster. We can then make cooling systems. And a fused modular frame. Oh boy. Corrosion resistant, nitride hardened, highly robust yet lightweight modular frame. Oh boy. We haven't even automated heavy modular frames yet, never mind fused modular frames, and I suspect that nuclear pasta uses these, doesn't it? I bet it does. Leading edge production. Oh, this is where we eventually get miners Mark III. Okay. We are going to have to be limited to miners Mark II for a little while then. Because we also need some fancy component. We need the fused modular frames. We also need supercomputers just to research these. That might be a, you know, hack it together by hand situation just to unlock the stuff. But that's where we get turbo motors, more complex and powerful version of the regular motor. And we also get our thermal propulsion rocket. Project part number 8. It lets you scan for the oil resource nodes instead of the oil patches. Oh, okay, so it is like an upgrade to it more so. Okay, that makes more sense then. And the very last one is particle enrichment, which I'm going to assume is the... Particle enrichment, I assume, is... Okay, yeah, this is the processing of all of your nuclear stuff. Particle accelerators, plutonium fuel rods, encased plutonium cells, pellets, so on and so on. Pressure conversion cube converts outgoing forces into internal pressure, requires to contain unstable high energy matter, and then you have the nuclear pasta, which is your last component for phase 4. Wait, this has power usage? Each one has power... Wait, hang on. What did that say at the top there? 500 to 1500 megawatts, 1000 megawatts average power usage. Nuclear pasta is an extremely dense degenerate matter formed with extreme pressure forces, protons and electrons together into neutrons. It's theorized to exist naturally within the crust of, I guess that said, Earth. Okay, cool. So much to work on. So much to work on. We haven't even technically automated the heavy modular frames yet. I think it might be time to absolutely definitely do that. At least a very small basic setup up here somewhere just so we can. There is one thing that I'm thinking I want to squeeze in here first, though, since we already have quick wire coming to this floor. I want... What was the thing that uses quick wire that I was going to build that I haven't built and I can't remember what it is? Let's check our parts list. What? Oh, high-speed connectors. Probably that one. High-speed connectors that use quick wire, that use cable, and use circuit boards. These are useful to build up here, I think, because we've already got quick wire coming in this way as well. So let's get a quick build on those for on the go. What they made in a manufacture, big old machine, big old machine. One of these hooning great big monstrosities. Beans, you're going to need to get out of the way, fella. Right, just going to want to go there. I'm going to give it a little bit of wiggle room there. I think that's probably the right placement for that. Oh, no, click. I'm at nuclear pasta. If you keep making this kind of progress, you'll overtake me. Well, I went a little overboard last week with my play time. I will probably not be dedicating as much play time last week. And the first few phases, you kind of blast through them anyway. Let's be real. I don't think I'm going to be overtaking anybody anytime soon. I love my nuke plants, but they were immensely complicated and dangerous to get working smoothly over time without creating a death zone. Is this due to all of the nuclear waste it produces that you, in theory, have to do something with? I remember a Let's Game It Out video from the early days of Satisfactory, where I think he was basically just throwing all his nuclear waste into containers off the edge of a cliff, which I thought was very funny. But I I would hope that we take a more methodical approach to it when we get there. Right, high-speed connectors, quick wire cable and circuit boards. Well, circuit boards are their own contraption themselves, aren't they? Quick wire, I think. Quick wire we've got coming in. We needed an assembler. Let's figure this out. Assembler making the circuit boards. They're going to take plastic and copper sheets. Plastic straight in. Copper sheets are going to need to be produced. We should probably line that up a little bit more effectively there, shouldn't we? Let's think about that properly. Give it a little bit of room because we're going to need some other things going on there. So you're going to make our circuit boards. We're going to need plastic and sheets coming in. We're also going to need you making the sheets, copper sheets, and then that running. Oh, have I done this again where it's kind of like close but no cigar? So it has this weird kink on it at the end every time. Okay, so that's going in there. Circuit boards, copper sheets, plastic. Plastic's going to come in here. Copper's going to come in here. Copper's already running here, but running really poorly. You need to create plutonium fuel rods, which are one of only 2 awesome sinkable nuclear products. Otherwise, you end up with nuclear waste and radioactive material just everywhere. Aha, okay. Well, that sounds like fun. That sounds like fun. It sounds like fun because I suspect I will fuck it up monumentally. There is the strongest of strong chances that I absolutely screw that. And we will end up with a real shit show on our hands. But this is why we make multiple saves. More importantly, it'll be fun content, won't it? Right, this is... I don't know if I'm going to need copper any further than this. I probably will, but I will still endeavour to do it properly. No, that's not properly at all, is it? It's coming in from that way. It's going in that way. You going in there. So that's going to be copper sheets. It takes 20 copper ingots to make 10 copper sheets. None of this is running at anywhere near ratio. It just needs to work. It requires 15 copper sheets to actually make 7.5 circuit boards a minute. How many circuit boards a minute does this thing need to run? Only 3.75, so actually it's fine if it doesn't run very well. We now need to be making cable, which is actually going to draw more copper. Whilst that does line up very neatly to go in there, I don't think I want it to go straight in there, do I? So you're going to go like this, and then you're going to go there. You are going to make copper cables, which in turn require wire. This is where I think having some alt recipes would also be helpful. Copper ingots are coming in next door here anyway, so we can take a split there. Something along these lines. So we've got copper sheets coming in here. Sorry, ingots. Copper ingots coming in both of those. That's 15, 40, 15, 35 copper ingots even to supply those. My copper needs upgrading so badly, it's not even funny. Plastic has to weave its ass in here somewhere, which should not be too problematic. Since I've got the plastic run over here anyway, we just got to do a little upsy downsy, quick little upsy downsy, like that. It doesn't need to be quite that aggressively upsy downsy, does it? That's better. That hops over more neatly. What did we say this was? Plastic? Where's our plastic feed? Plastic is back here. Plastic is there. Oh, no, hang on. How do I rotate the damn thing now? Oh, I can't. Flipping hell. Nudge distance exceeded maximum. Well, you're flipping useless, aren't you? In this way, out that way. Oh, you don't... These guidelines don't go far enough. I'm sure it's probably by design, but... The guidelines never seem to go far enough. Right, I'm going to guess it's that line. Guess we'll find out in a minute, won't we? I was right, we're good. You go in there like that. Oh, I've connected it. I didn't mean to connect it. Well, I've connected it. I guess we'll go then. I've connected it. Right, well, you have some of the non-existent copper. This is never going to run particularly fast, but you know, time will fix that. Time will fix that. We also need quick wire in here somewhere, didn't we? Wasn't quick wire the last one? Quick wire, cables, circuit boards. Yeah, quick wire is the last adventure. And another reason to build this one here, because we've already got quick wire coming in. Let's take you out. Let's put... Two, three, up. That, I believe, is on now. All minus power. All minus power. We're go, go, gadget, go. Right, quick wire in, cable in, circuit boards in, high speed connectors should be a go-go. Should be a go-go. Whoa, shit, fell off. Is that aligned with that? Does that look right? Go with that. Let's get you in there. Right, that's high-speed connectors. Not very fast, but high-speed connectors. I love how you fly around with a coffee cup in your hand. Would be even better if it gave you a buff and depleted over time, so you then have to go make a coffee machine. Considering the development company for Satisfactory is called Coffee Stain Studios, I think they'd probably be up for doing something like that. We could make a suggestion. Currently got 6 nodes of iron, copper, coal, limestone. Still not enough. Yeah, we're getting to that stage where... This is kind of why I was looking at how soon do we get the Mark III miners. Because if I could get the Mark III miners relatively quickly, it means I could build outposts to the point where they're done, right? Because theoretically, you want a Mark III miner on every one. You want that miner slugged to within an inch of its life, so it produces 250% more. And then you want to probably be smelting all of that roughly on site as well. That gets pretty power hungry pretty quickly though. These main ones in my sort of starter area are absolutely screaming for an upgrade. I think I only have 120 copper per minute running this entire thing right now, which is not enough. Not enough in the slightest. These high-speed connectors are going to need a thing. Yeah, fundamentally just not enough. This is why I don't build any of this to ratio, because I also kind of don't want it to work too fast anyway, because I kind of don't want I don't want one specific factory to be able to run so fast that it has the ability to steal all of the resources. It's kind of like deliberately underclocking stuff, just so that, you know, you share the materials a little bit more spread. But okay, that was high-speed connectors. That wasn't really the main point for today. What I wanted to actually consider, what I really should consider, is if we do... That's meant to be the edge of the factory, isn't it? Can we squeeze heavy modular frames up here? A basic heavy modular frames build. Just so that we've got some being trickle fed. Obviously it's going to need its own flipping huge great big factory. But if we build it somewhere close to here, we can bring... Because these now have been on for so long and are just casually doing their thing down here. That said, they have been on forever and a day, but we keep tapping into them for things. Meaning that they still haven't actually filled their box ever. I'm just wondering if we put a split in here and send some of those upstairs to help produce some heavy modular frames. But have it as an overflow, so it doesn't send anything up there until this is full. I have this inner thought that I should make sure I'm stockpiling like tier 1 materials before I start heavily producing tier 2 materials and so on and so on. But of course I know that whole process itself is taking time. We are producing all of like 2 modular frames a minute. It is working effectively though. Psycho CJ, what a name. Thank you very much for the follow, by the way. Appreciate that.
Sweet profit together.
Bear's Adventures subscribed for 12 months.
Bear, you've hit the year. Appreciate that. Thank you.
A whole year of adventuring with Bear's Adventures. A loyal subscriber indeed. Remember, Old Bean, the factory must grow and bears
Old
are
Bean.
a great source of inspiration. Don't forget to check for a Twitch Prime. Cheerio.
Called you Old Bean. Oh, that makes me feel young again. Stanley, you make me funny. You make me be funny. I might be 40 this year, but my God, Old Bean. Deary, deary me. Hey Stanley, what's the origination of the phrase Old Bean? Origination? It's not a fucking word, is it? Stanley will understand.
Well, my dear friend, Old Bean is a term of endearment, originating from the early 20th century, used to refer to a person in a friendly and informal manner, much like calling someone old chap. Isn't language grand?
Oh, Bear's leveled up from Old Bean to Old Chap. Oh, Wonderful stuff. That's made my morning. By ho, old chap. By golly. Golly gosh. Tally-o! Genius. Stanley has a way with words. Anyway, what I was doing is contemplating whether we can use some of these frameworks to make some heavy modular frameworks. So just a very small drip feed supply until we make a proper building for them. Am I going to presume that they are also made in a... Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Where are they gone? Heavy modular frames. Manufacture takes 4 components. Encased beams. Screws. We're going to need to figure out screws aplenty. We might have to look at doing something special with screws here. We've got cast screws, which produces 50 per minute, going straight from iron ingots. The alternative is we can use a constructor to make 52 screws a minute from a steel beam. They're the only options we have for screws right now.
Jack the Dipper subscribed for 24 months and says, old chap. Splendid news, Jack.
Go on, Jack. Well done. Thank you.
2 years of swashbuckling adventures together. Keep up the fine subscription, old chap. And remember, the factory must grow. Perhaps even dip a tea biscuit in celebration. Toodaloo.
Toodaloo. Where's Stanley? Where's he coming up with these phrases this morning? I appreciate that, Jack. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. Toodaloo. Toodaloo. Stanley's too English for his own good. You lucky guy, I got every hard drive in that biome and did not get the cast screws one. Well, I think I've actually preferred to use the steel screws one previously, but I'm starting to... That's only just due to the pure outrageous throughput of 260 a minute. Even if I don't get my steel screws running particularly fast, it still means I have enough screws, you know? For this one, though, on the basis of that, I'm not expecting it to run particularly fast in any way, shape, or form. I might use cast screws instead. Much easier to deal with getting more iron than it is more steel.
Jack the Dipper says, explain to use what a Twitch Prime is. Ah, Jack the Dipper. A curious mind you have. Twitch Prime is a premium service on Twitch that offers benefits such as free channel subscriptions, in-game loot, and ad-free viewing. Remember to check for a Twitch Prime, old chap.
It does indeed. Both Jack and Stanley doing my sellout for me today. I love that. Thank you, boys and girls. Appreciates. Many appreciates. I think we need to leave a little bit of breathing room on these to squeeze a belt or something in there. Right, you can go there then. This is going to be a base heavy modular frame. The challenge here is going to be the modular frames themselves. If we aim for that to be... Where's the fourth thing? Using your Twitch Prime is like becoming a hero like Robin Hood, taking from Bezos to give to your favourite streamer. Kinda, not far off. Kinda, considering it comes out of Amazon's back pocket at the end of the day. Slow Mo Low. I always struggle to read your name, but thank you very much for the raid. Welcome in. Good morning, good morning. Hope you are doing well. Did my raid alerts not go off? Chat, did you hear the raid alerts go off? Because I didn't hear them in my ears again. I think my alerts are broken again. Well, as long as you guys are hearing it, that's all good. That was the point. Why the fact that it doesn't play it in my ears is something I need to fix my end then. But thank you very much for that. I hope you had a good stream. Thank you very much for bringing yourself and your family with you. Appreciate it. You've caught us pondering to just what sort of scale we want to pondering with our cup of joe. Yeah, pondering to what sort of scale we want to do our heavy modular frames. Just a drip feed production of. I don't want millions of them, not expecting billions of them, just enough to go into a depot so that I have a few to craft with occasionally. I know heavy modular frames never seem to stop, or the demand for them at least never seems to stop, so we will do a proper factory of them, but trying to squeeze a little bit in our sort of, you know, shopping mall sort of area. Yeah, the movement liquid in this is actually quite realistic as well. Sorry, I make you all dizzy for a minute there, but you can't, like, spin upside down, unfortunately. It's sort of realistic, but it's pretty thick coffee at the end of the day. It's pretty thick. A dark roast for sure. We got a second turbo fuel power station online and a first train. That's good news. That's good news. I've yet to delve into the world of trains. I've yet to do that. I'm ready to build some turbo fuel though. It's interesting to know you're on 10,000 kilowatts. That sounds about roughly where I suspect my plant will go once I add turbo fuel to it. I've left room for turbo fuel, but haven't actually. I need to do the compacted coal. Why did they have a train and we don't? We'll get there, Jack. We will. We will. I promise. We'll get there soon, TM. We will. Right, you're doing modular frames. You need rods and reinforced plates, so you need 2 machines yourself. Rods. Can I squeeze these in? You know what I said about leaving room? You know how then I didn't do it? Reinforced plates and rods both predominantly just come from iron, don't they? Or do they? Where's the reinforced plate businesses? Oh, oh, reinforced plates is one of these all by itself, isn't it? Ah, flipping Lord have mercy. This is going to get a touch bigger than I expected to, but we can get some, as long as we can get some belt magic on the go. Why is that not allowed to be there? Why does that have to come out there? That's a lie, game. Okay, then that needs to go further back. Because we need to fit 2 belts through that. That needs to both go in there for the reinforced plates, and then the rods are going to need to go into it as well. This, we said, is reinforced plates, which is iron plates and more screws. Oh yeah, then that means we do this sort of weirdness. We do this weirdness. Where we take iron plates in. Can we squeeze screws out of here? Did I leave enough room there? No. Need to go one more. One more. Yeah, it says it clips, but it doesn't. It's a lie. It says it clips, but it doesn't. Oh, okay. It didn't like that turn though, did it? Now, this is where we choose our screw recipe carefully. Still at coal, haven't touched the trains. I'm kind of dubious to use trains until I really need to go somewhere with them. I know when you first start playing the game, I've started in this top left corner. I know when you start playing the game, this feels like a monster. This feels massive. This feels huge. But when you consider that this is like the top corner and the map is like flipping huge, we've explored like literally, I don't know, 1/6 of the map, 1/5 of the map, maybe 20% of the entire map so far. You want to use trains and stuff, I guess, when you're going somewhere, when you're like actually going somewhere. But maybe it's good to practice how the stations and stuff work early on, maybe. I don't know. I want trains to be transporting a lot of stuff a long distance. That's my theory with trains. Didn't we need screws somewhere else? Only the modular frames are going to need it, because steel pipes go straight in, encased industrial beam. Oh, we need 240 screws here. So maybe this is where we do actually do steel screws, but we do it this side. So scrap that idea. Well, that will still need to be there, but we are going to put... Wait, hang on. Then we put steel screw factory here. Steel screw factory there that can then instantly split. Then that gives us screws over here. It's a bit of a wiggle mind, but screws in there. That will go in there. Rods and reinforced plate. Rods are going to have to come up from here. They're going to use iron as well. Brain think. So you... Screws. We need iron plates, not just... Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. We got this now. Right, so... actually, that was right. Was that right? Yeah, that was right. I know how we're doing this now. My brain sees things now. We got this. One goes there. We have another one that goes here. This one does rods. This one does rods that then feeds up to here somewhere. You needed rods. You needed rods. Was it rods? Rods and reinforced plate. We need straight up iron plate in here to go with the screws. So this is where we need to do this. Yeah, I know you say you clip, but I don't think you do. You're a liar. Right, that goes in there. And then we get iron in here. Boom. Iron in. Iron can't be the only thing we need in, surely. What did we need at the end here? Now, this is how we need to decide. We could do cast screws here and just make them from iron and know that the entire thing is going to be undercooked. Or we could squeeze a second one in and not actually split. Use my trains for ore ingots and aluminium stuff. Got plastic and rubber trains too. Yeah, you want it to like transfer a lot of stuff, right? Big stuff. Like raw materials and stuff has got to be. It's got to be the main use for trains, I reckon. Oh, I haven't even done encased industrial beams yet. Shit. Or steel pipe. That's a whole separate steel line. Well, in that case, we can definitely fit two of them. If we're going to be bringing steel in anyway, there's no reason we can't have the best of both worlds. We can have the best of both worlds. You were going to make... How many screws did this need? You only needed 60 screws a minute maximum. So you can do screws, cast screws. Because we've got iron coming down here anyway. Big old jigsaw, this. Big old jigsaw. Oh, I've got that splitter the wrong way around. Iron's coming in this way anyway. So iron can come into here for this screw production. This will take iron ingots in, produce screws for the purpose of this. But what we'll actually do, because we're going to be bringing some steel down here anyway, is we'll do a steel beam to screws situation, because that can produce significantly more screws per minute. No, you're not doing the beams though, are you? You're doing screws, but steel screws. You can do a shitload of screws. Enough to facilitate this. Which could do with preferably 240 a minute. We're not going to reach 240 a minute, but I mean, we actually technically could, but we're not going to. Then we can have that being directly fed. Directly fed steel beams. And we are now missing the encased industrial beams, which need steel, and we're missing the steel pipes. I need to get some alternative recipes. That screw recipe was crazy. Yeah, I'm starting to find that there's kind of like... There's a good use for some of them some of the time, if that makes sense. So if I need like very heavy throughput of screws, I have to use steel right now. But of course I can deal with making the steel somewhere else, right? But if I need a very high per minute throughput of screws, I can use steel. But if I want a low throughput that's efficient and cheap, I can use the iron ones. And I've got the cast screws recipe, so I don't have to make rods first, which is also kind of nice. So this is going to have to be a feed of both concrete and steel, technically. That means we should make this a splitter, since concrete's going to come in, but also concrete's going to come in, but it's also going to go further on. And we'll have an assembler making encased beams. Constructor, rather. No, an assembler. I was right the first time. That is 2 inputs. That's annoying to finagle. We're going to get the concrete in there. We also need the steel beams in here. It's really annoying you can't have manufacturers with the input and the output on the same side. That's really annoying. Because I don't want to make it any wider than this unless I have to. How I'm going to get the pipes out of there and in here. I might just go down, under, and back up. This is floor 2 after all. Use a smart splitter with the cast screws to merge the overflow with the steel screws. What's the total damage? 60 per minute. 240 per minute. 300 per minute. 260. 310. You're right. I could just produce screws and put them on one belt. But I don't actually think I need to, because they should both operate fine. Yeah, I agree, it does feel a bit weird using 2 different screw recipes right next door to each other for different reasons. But at the same time, it kind of works. Kind of works well enough that I don't really think I want to mix them all up too much. I don't know. I might I might regret that decision at some point, not putting both of these on one belt. We could do... I kind of agree. We could do this. We could go... No, you can't do 2 ins, 2 outs easily either, can you? No, you can't do 2 ins, 2 outs without running them through a massive great big container first, and then it's just funky dunk. No, I am gonna keep them separate. It will also mean it's easier to troubleshoot later in the day on which one's working and which one's not. As I mentioned, we're going to do a completely proper build for this at scale. This is just so we have some in the factory being made. I just want it to run roughly to make one of these do something at a reasonable amount of... Yeah. If I move this over, I can bring concrete above this line and just drop it straight in. So if I bring that over there... I actually want to go higher than that. Slow-mo, appreciate the lurk though. Thank you very much. Thank you for both the raid and sticking around. I appreciate it. Use an elevator to bring the exit up and back over the top of the constructor to the manufacturer. Yeah, I eventually ended up with just wiggling it across. I think just wiggling it across since we were using this space anyway. I can wiggle it across a little bit like this so we can have the... This is actually the steel line, isn't it? So that needs a splitter on there. So it can come in here, go into that one, go into that one, and then we should be able to just weave this round. And then this one can be similar, but we will branch it up. Like that. Good old elevation. We're not playing Factorio anymore. We're not stricken to single dimensions. Fuck, what were you doing? Encased beams? Oh shit, they take steel beams, not steel. I forgot they take steel beams and not steel. That means we need this steel beam being shared. I mean, it does technically go there. How many steel beams is this making? 15. To produce... To only actually need 5. 18 a minute? Shit the bed. We're not producing 6 encased industrial beams very fast. How many beams was this thing expecting me to be making? 10 per minute. Okay, well luckily I don't need the full throughput of this either. Wait, we produced 6 and it needs 10. Okay, well that's probably going to be the bottleneck, at least somewhat. It's fine. It's fine. You are still actually steel. You're still there like that. Right, I think that works. It's a little bit... I mean, some people would say this is spaghetti. I would say this is neat and tidy and organised as you're ever going to get. I'd say this is fucking beautiful. I mean, you know, going 1 square further across would have probably fixed an awful lot of the problems here. But, like, we can get steel in here. Let's consider where the hell steel is along here. It's along here somewhere. It's a little bit tight in here, isn't it? But it is technically here. We didn't bother bringing it any further than over here. Oh, it's technically going to clash. But because it's elevated, it might look alright. Oh, it doesn't technically clash. Well, I mean, that's technically clippage. I don't like that. It's technically clippage, but... This little fellow will have to just be careful, won't he? He'll have to be careful. Nobody will ever know. Nobody will ever know. We're not going to be building anything else on this level, so this isn't actually any more than just a get going, in you go situation now. Other than we need concrete in here somewhere. This was what, iron? This was... Oh, where the flipping hell's iron? Oh. Oh. Turns out the factory's not big enough. Right. Spaghetti Junction incoming. Spaghetti Junction. We take you out. We drop you down. Coming from this way. Drop you down there. We go 1, 2, 3. Oh, I need to give the dog some water. Let me get the dog some water, please hold. You can put a splitter merger directly onto a belt using the control key. I've tried that a few times, and more often than not, either I'm doing it wrong, which, let's not forget, is entirely plausible. It causes me errors, and it doesn't snap to the belts properly. It, like I said, though, it could very much be user error, since, yeah. Which is why I still kind of try not to. Even though you snap to 90-degree turns, I'd still consider this spaghetti. It's a level of organised spaghetti. But yeah, you're probably right. It's still pretty spaghetti. No, we'll call it no clip spaghetti. That gives me a get out of jail free card that it's not totally gross. Shit, please tell me that was iron. Please tell me that was iron bars. I'm pretty sure that was iron bars. I guess I'll find out in a minute when I power it all on. Iron ingots into iron rods. Iron ingots into iron plates. And then this one should be iron ingots into iron screws, yeah. We're missing... What are we missing? What are we missing? We're missing concrete, aren't we? We need concrete to come in over this way. Even though I don't like that. Concrete's going to fit in here because concrete should, famous last words, be around here somewhere. There we go. There's a feed of concrete already here. Already-ish. Let's just try for hold control. Does it snap and split properly?
Adristea says, what happens if you land on a high-speed conveyor belt? Ah, Adristea.
Huh, it has
a dangerous
worked. Okay,
predicament
nice.
indeed. Landing on a high-speed conveyor belt in Satisfactory can send you flying through the factory like a rocket. Remember, safety
Like
first,
a rocket.
and always mind the speed of the conveyors, my friend.
Like a rocket. Why does it say that that's clashing with something? I mean, that's kind of the point of it. Kind of the point of it.
Jack the Dipper says, explain to us how a turbo encabulator works.
What the hell is a turbo encabulator? You making
Jack the
shit up
Dipper,
now, Jack?
Ever the curious one. The turbo encabulator, a marvel of engineering jargon, is a fictitious device known for its nonsensical technical explanation. It works by, well, nobody truly knows. Quite the enigma, isn't it, old chap?
Oh, you get an old chap as well today, Jack. See, I knew my radar, my bullshit radar was going off. I knew that wasn't a word. Trying to play me for a fool. Right, do we think we're about... He keeps calling everybody, like, what was it, old chap and old bean and... Stanley's clearly got a spring in his step today. This, would you believe it or not, this Scalextrics of belts was my early attempt. Let's get some proper vantage on this. Where's flipping... Where's the ladder? Right, so this little...
Thusday says, Stanley does not like my next question, it seems. He told me to try later.
Oh!
Ho, Adrestia, always keeping me on my toes. Rest assured, no question is too much trouble. I simply enjoy building suspense, much like a factory with its intricate machinery. Ask away when you're ready, my dear.
Stanley is definitely one. This wild amount of Scalextrics of materials was meant to be a quick, let's just put it together. Let's not have too much spaghetti situation on the go. I kind of hope we can turn this on and it works, and this should give us at least, you know, one-ish, maybe possibly. Materials are really going to fuck me on this because we're not going to have anywhere near enough. But this should at least give us some heavy modular frames going into a box for the purpose of basic construction. Probably won't last us very long and probably won't work super duper mega efficiently. But there's not too many flaws in this system, I don't think, so far. Could it be neater and tidier? Yes. But this is kind of the it just needs to work, hack it together sort of situation we have to go through. Instead of spaghetti, I call it noodling. Doing some noodlage. I like some noodling. Schmuck. Welcome in. Yes, we do actually carry the coffee around. It became a tongue twister that I wasn't prepared for. Right, should we get some power to this and turn it on? This is probably now going to be... Well, this is the last thing on floor 2. So we're going to have to build floor 3 if we want to do any more magical stuff in this factory.
Says, where can I find spark plug sparks?
On the end of the spark plug, usually.
On the quest for sparkly sparks. You can find spark plug sparks in Satisfactory by dismantling vehicles or machinery. Keep an eye out for those shiny little devils as you expand your factory.
Is that a scenario of AI being confidently wrong? Because I don't think you can. I think Stanley's telling porky pies there. I'm not sure in this scenario he knows what he's talking about. Let's try and actually get all of these connected if we can. You need power too. Actually, looks like we need more adapters. Can I upgrade that one? No, I don't want a double wall outlet. I want wall outlet Mark II. Oh, apparently I can't quick select that one. Wall outlet Mark II. You can't up... Oh, there we go. Seems silly for these last factories to start peeing around with more intricate power things. I'm going to have to standardize my power at some point. I just haven't yet. Right, in theory, that is everything on. Do we have green lights everywhere? We have a red light. Why would we have a red light? Because you're meant to do steel pipes and I haven't told you to do steel pipes.
Jack the Dipper says, everybody's heard about the bird. Bird, bird's a word. A bird, the bird is the word.
We're only producing 20 steel pipes, so this is never going to work better than one per minute.
The bird is indeed the word, like a well-tuned machine. Carry on, old chap, and remember, even in the factory, the melody of music can inspire innovation.
Bird, bird, bird. Bird is a word. That's a really old tune. Bought 1,500 tinderboxes. Holy. I am steering well clear of tinderboxes. My advice to people is avoid tinderboxes like the plague, but if you can buy them and sell them in the next couple of weeks, fair play. I don't see their price moving upwards much though. We used to send out the new hires in the amusement park I worked at ages ago to pick up some spark plug sparks from the tech team. They'd be on a walkabout for hours, just everybody telling them to check a different team. The square hole drill was another favourite. But you can get square hole drills now. See, that's the meme. But you can actually get square hole drills. You can drill a square hole. It is entirely possible now. Engineering marvel and all. Giant fake hippo's toothbrush. Yeah. What are the very common English ones? We have sky screws. We need some sky hooks. Sorry, can you go get some sky hooks? There's some sky hooks. There's some. If you're a car mechanic, you will often get sent out for some blinker fluid. Tartan paint. That's a fun one. Everybody needs some tartan. Go get us a tin of tartan paint from the DIY store. Use them for my enchanters in Season 2. I think you're, even then, like, there's no point buying them now when there's a strong chance they'll be significantly cheaper at the beginning of Season 2 with everybody starting to do delves again. It's good that you have a backup plan, but I still have been... My perspective is that tinderboxes are way too risky. Way too risky. There's basically nobody running delves right now. The only reason there's a bit of a spike in the price on tinderboxes right now is because it's delve week and people are trying to finish their season off if they haven't already. But generally, nobody's doing delves, and this has actually led for the price of tinderboxes to be rising rather than tanking like most other things would do, because it's just not so readily farmed. I've steered clear of tinderbox. It's one of the only things I've said absolutely no. We're not going near tinderboxes. But like I said, we're all guessing here, so I wish you the best of luck. A blue beer wrench. Specifically a blue one. A wireless Ian cable. With a left-handed screwdriver. Yeah. Yeah, sucks to be an apprentice in, like, literally any industry these days. Sucks to be an apprentice. Tech manager was a bit of an ego. He tried to gaslight me when I said the slushy machine gave my girls shocks. I insisted as none of my team dared touch it. After a while, turned out there was a full 220 on it, so those shocks were 220 volt. Woo! Spicy. Yeah, that's not gonna be pleasant, is it? Right, well that is at least heavy modular frames being produced. Nowhere near full capacity, I don't suspect, but like at least that's a good conservative first effort. We will build that out like properly. We're gonna need a. We'll build it out properly, just not yet. But at least we do now have something that resembles what will be a box of heavy modular frames. What was in here? What are these? Whoa, those are cool. I like putting these on a belt just so I can see them. Look at the attention to detail. It even says fix it on the chip, look. I like all of these. What are they called? High-speed connectors. High-speed connectors, there we go. And these are heavy modular frames. Boom. Right, I wasn't feeling confident working on anything in phase 4 until I at least had those up and running. So whilst they're not in the cloud yet because I've run out of spheres, they are at least slowly but surely being worked on. It does mean I should probably take some time to do some TLC before we try and push too far forward. Some TLC being things like increasing the speed of our belts and whatever. But we got to do something fun. We've unlocked phase 4. We should at least try and do something fun. I would like to unlock hover packs, but it's going to require 100 alu-clad aluminium sheet. Now, I have 32 of them because I found them once upon a time. I do not, unfortunately, have 100 of them. So whilst I have some of them, I unfortunately don't have enough to cheese the system and unlock that early, which is a bit annoying. I don't know what it takes to. You probably need aluminium to make this damn thing anyway. But like, I was hopeful for a minute that we could cheese it. Bauxite refinement though is what we should probably work on today, or at least unlocking it and at least seeing what the flipping hell we need with it. We need 100 computers.
Adrestia says,
100 heavy
who
modular
is your
frames.
celebrity crush?
Stanley doesn't have crushes.
Adrestia. Charming as ever. My celebrity crush would have to be the one and only Lara Croft, a true explorer and adventurer. Just like building
I nearly
a factory,
lost my
she
coffee.
knows how to navigate through challenges with style.
I nearly lost my coffee then. That nearly came out my nose. Oh, Stanley's got a thing for Lara Croft. Who would have guessed it? He loves them triangle titties. Oh my. She knows how to navigate through challenges with style. Oh boy, Stanley. Good choice, though. Good choice. I need to quickly change a few things with Stan, as I would like it to not keep showing everything on stream, but instead... Oh, it doesn't give me the option to. Oh well. I was hoping I could easily log Stanley's responses, but apparently that's not so easy to do. Oh well. Anyway. Best part was having the visual of somebody almost breathing coffee. Yeah, that could have been the end of me right there, you know. It was not far off. That one nearly cooked me. I would say relocate the radars, go for some spheres and some other things, or just go for turbo fuel. Now that we've got heavy modular frames and computers and technically all of this stuff up and running in a semi-automated fashion, Jack's not wrong that spending a little bit of time letting it sort of mature now that it's there is not a terrible idea. I burnt through some big stocks of basic materials trying to hack my way quickly to phase 4. So things like cables, for example, I am absolutely piss poor on cables, and this is slowly just regenerating. Whoa, I got sucked off accidentally. Jack is right, though. Doing a little bit of world exploration, getting a few more spheres, unlocking some of that, maybe getting turbo fuel up and running is not a terrible idea.
Shrubani says, who is your favourite streamer?
Oh, Stanley, better get this right.
Oh, Arabani. A delightful question indeed. My favourite streamer is the one and only Mantius. His Satisfactory streams are quite the spectacle, like a finely tuned factory in action. Remember, check for a Twitch Prime, my friend.
Boom. Stanley, my man. Top tier sellout. Actual top tier sellout. I was thinking the same. Too bad clipping doesn't seem available. We had 2 moments of gold in the past 5 minutes. The clipping not working? Clipping should be... That's a Twitch thing if it's not. It's a Twitch thing if it's not. I do actually locally record all of my streams, and I did tell myself at the beginning of January that I'd do more to take like clips from the stream and make, at least make some TikToks or something out of them. To make it feel like I am putting in at least some effort to my job, but I've yet to do that. Let it mature whilst you're looking for some cold copper and bauxite for aluminium. Well, bauxite, it's funny you should say. I have found some bauxite already. I have found some up on this big, slightly phallic looking cliff. I found some on the bell end of this cliff. It is way up high though, so it's going to require a little bit of shenanigans, but I don't know what else it needs. This is why I'm kind of keen to get it researched, so at least I know what we need, and then we can plan a little bit further. Because I haven't actually unlocked it to really know what the flipping hell we need for it. So maybe we should get this unlocked, and then we can maybe go do turbo fuel. I think actually that might not be a terrible idea. Right, computers are... Where are me computers at? Where are me computers at? Here's a box of computers. A box that should be full to the brim. Oh shit, it doesn't have enough. Okay. Right, well we're short on them. Hang on, is the 50 in the cloud? 50 in the cloud, look. There's 100 computers. Clearly, with this being set up about 30 seconds ago, there's going to be nothing in here. 2? Oh, we are cooking. 2. We've been playing for 2 hours and we've made 2. This is running at 22% right now. 24%. Okay, that is going to be a slow and steady, isn't it? Slow and steady burn on that one. One thing I did say that might be worth doing is well, it depends where the modular frames themselves are clearly going to be the bottleneck here for this long term, I reckon. I suspect everything else is going to stack up nicely. Because these are far more basic components. It's going to be the modular frames that will be the hiccup in the works. But this is where I can steal, although I didn't really do a great job of leaving room to do this, did I? Are these the heavy modular frames? Yeah, I can steal some heavy modular frames from downstairs. That was kind of half the plan. Leaving about 3 inches of room to do belt shenanigans, though, wasn't smart, was it? Although, there's nothing to say I couldn't move it back a few yards. We can move it back a few yards. It can come way back here if we needs to. That will at least give us a little bit more wiggle room here to go straight into a merger. Okay, we are gonna have a touch of spaghetti on the go here because I can't actually make this neat and tidy. But yeah, what are you gonna do? So you're going to go in there, you're going to go in there, but what we're also going to do is supplement this with a big old hole in the floor here, look. Which will then bring us some pre-built frames from downstairs. Is it that one? So we'll bring them some pre-mades. From around here somewhere. Once this is full, it's not full yet, but it will get there. Once this is full, we will have this also supplementing. So if we take that out, smart splitter this. We can take you in there, you in there. And then you go straight up in the world. Like that. Oh, nearly got that right. Run some of those in there. Now the smartness we need to do on here is have the right hand be overflow. Or do I just 50-50 it for now? Overflow feels like the right idea, because then it means at least we'll have the basic ones filled up first. But the question is, how long is it going to take for these? I'm going to 50-50 it now. So I'm actually going to let it output anything right now. It'll 50-50 these into here. That will help with the production of heavies for a minute. This won't fill up. This will only now fill up half as fast as it has been. But the reality is let's be honest, going forward I probably need less modular frames and more of the heavy ones. So supplementing that is probably, I want to say, the right move. There's no such thing as a right move technically, but it feels like the right move. It would be nice to see something pop out of it though, so that it shows me that I've actually done it right. Why do I have the horrible feeling we might be waiting a while? And if I blink, I might literally miss it. If I blink, we might miss it. Downstairs is clearly not making the head. Did I really just miss one? I'm gonna read. I'm gonna sit back to try and read chat and look at both at once. I'd overflow to the box to speed up heavy mods. Okay, well, I'm gonna trust that one did come through. It's one of those no blinking contests. Or don't do concentration. This hurts my head. There it is. We saw it. It was there. I spotted it. It means it works. Right, okay. That should mean that heavy frames is at least a touch more efficient than it was once previous. And will hopefully actually move the bottleneck somewhere else to something else, which is fine. Gucci. Absolutely beautiful, that. Right, that still doesn't fix the fact we need 100 of them to research bauxite refinement. This is the thing, right? I need to remember, progress on this is not super important if we're running out of materials in other places. But we will endeavour to make 100. There's 4. We have 4. We can cheat the system a little bit by making some ourselves. Add to to-do list. What do we need? We need 100. Holy mother of Jesus. Okay, cheating the system is not cheap. Clearly not cheap. Screws, 12,000 screws. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, and we've run out of inventory space. Steel pipes. Steel pipes, get rid of you, nobody cares. Beams, let's get some of them made. I need my inventory space back. Rock-a-roller, welcome in. Thank you very much for the follow, I appreciate it. Let's get some of you on the go. That's enough apparently for 20. This is why we need a proper build for these. Like an actual proper build for these. I find it funny how something that looks so minimalistic ends up using such an ungodly amount of materials. I mean, it's literally like 12 rods. Why doesn't it cost 12 rods? Where's all this encased concrete steel going, and where's these billions of screws going? Right. Let's go get some of the rest of those materials then. Steel pipes, encased beams. Oh, ran out of space again. You'll need copper, coal and water to go with the bauxite, so you might want to take a look and see where you're going to build your aluminium and how to get the coal and the copper there. Yeah, this is why I'm trying to get it researched, so I can look into that in a little bit more detail to decide what we do next. If nothing else, yes, trying to decide where we put it. I'm still likely to go... I think getting turbo fuel done is probably a higher requirement right now, as going away and getting turbo fuel done will at least let some of this basic stuff that we've just set up kind of build. I also should amp the shit out of the materials that are going to our main base to really help this production, because everything is going to end up running on a real slow. Unless I actually pump more materials into the base. For example, I've got 120 copper trying to run the whole flipping base right now, which is actually tragic at this point in the game. How much power have I got? 7,000 megawatts, I think. Lots of little optimizations I could do to improve it. Slapping some turbo fuel is the biggest and easiest doubling, but I have an entire pure crude oil node that I've not touched yet, so I could very easily double my power. So power's not really a concern, but I want to keep way ahead of it, if you know what I mean. There's nothing worse than getting in that situation where you're on the rocks with power. I want to stay way ahead of there ever being any issues with power. Because I'm quite sure when we start building some bigger factories, we'll absorb power like super fast. I'm also kind of worried that I am crunching through these, and these are predominantly what make my belts right now. Which also leads me to believe, now that we're stealing, yeah, we're going to have a real problem. Now that that build upstairs is using concrete, we need to amp our concrete through the roof as well. God, I can't do shit without concrete, let's not forget. Nothing happens without concrete, so we need to get that sorted ASAP as well, I think. We also need to double steel, which kind of requires me turning off coal power. This is kind of another reason why I want to get turbo fuel up and running, because I'm quite soon to feel the need to turn coal off so I can steal all of that coal for the production of steel. Yeah, there's a few little like bits of tender loving care that are needed right now. I said at the beginning of this playthrough that I wasn't going to rush the phases, and I got a sniff of success from phase 3 and tried to push towards completion. And now I'm feeling as if I've left myself in a bit of a tight predicament. But let's, yeah, we'll get bauxite refinement unlocked so I can investigate and plan, and then we'll get some of these odd jobs sorted. Need like 22 more of these, I think.
Chris49 says, Stanley, tell me a factory horror story.
A factory horror story?
Oh, Chris49, you're in for a spine-chilling tale. Once, in a factory far, far away, a misplaced conveyor belt caused chaos, turning the whole place into a maze of confusion. Remember, plan your layout carefully.
Yeah, nothing worse than a contaminated belt. Stanley knows. One contaminated belt can cause chaos. That is very scary. Oh, we've got 100 already. We were making bonuses. Now we need... What do we need? We need 250 motors and 500 rubber. Do you remember this? I'll just put some of these down and it'll be temporary. Yeah, look at it now. 2, 4, 500 and a bit rubber. $250 motors. Oh, look at those. BEA beautiful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. $100 computers, 100 frames, shitload of motors, bit of plastic. No, rubber. Why do I always interchange the words plastic and rubber in my head for some reason? I don't know why that happens. Right. Bauxite. Go, go, gadget, go. New parts, new resources, new scannables.
Bauxite is refined into aluminum products via a multi-step process. Considering your past achievements, you should have the minimum required skill to overcome these new production challenges. If it helps, many others have done this before, so if you fail, someone else will eventually succeed.
So if you fail, don't matter, you'll be replaced. I love Ada, she's funny. She's funny. Right, okay. Now we can actually see what the Christ on a bicycle is going on with this sort of stuff. First and foremost, we should have a new scanneroonie for bauxite. Boom. Standing here and doing it's kind of pointless because our radar tower should actually do it for me. Resources, boop. So there's one here. Oh, it's not on the bell end, it's on the shaft. It's fine. It's on the shaft. There's plenty of where that's coming from though. Considering this seems to be bauxite heaven, I think bauxite is going to come from somewhere around there, isn't it? We can... Yeah, okay. So, triple bauxite spots. Relocate the radars. I'd rather just make more. We don't need to relocate, we just make more. Just slam some more down. We can slam some more down and do some exploring that way. If we're going to assume that there's 3 down here, what is the process of making this in the first place? Let's have a look. Let's have a little looky. It should be down the bottom of our list now, shouldn't it? So, we take bauxite and water, and we generate alumina solution. I'm out of coffee, I need a drink for this. We got to engage brain for this activity. Engage brain. Right, bauxite, water. Turns into alumina solution with a kicker of silica. Okay. So actually we need to find either a use for silica or we need to sink it all and imagine it doesn't exist. Right, got it. That's pretty straightforward. What the hell do we do then once we've got this solution-y stuff? Is that that's we can basically consider that a one-to-one. Well, I mean it is a one-to-one. Easy business. We'll figure out and do ratios and stuff later. Let's try and first assess just what the actual process is. Once we've got a luminous solution, what are we doing with it? We are then going to smush it together with some coal. Smush it with coal and we get aluminium scrap. And then we get some bonus water. Oh, I remember getting this bonus water. I remember last time trying to do... Does this not end up being water positive? Is this water positive? Maybe it's not water. Maybe they've rebalanced that. I remember there was some weird shenanigans with this, with the water. You have to put 18 in to get 12. And then from that 12, you get some of it back. Oh, you don't get all of it back. You get a third of it back. Okay, so you gain 30% of the water back once you've turned it into aluminium scrap. Once we've got aluminium scrap, we are mixing that back up with the silica that we created in the first step of the process in order to make aluminium ingots. So we don't need to dispose of all of the silica, but we probably... Is this net positive? Or is this net negative? Are we going to need to supplement this with further silica from other places? We need 6 aluminium scrap and 5 silica to make 4 bars. What's the conversion from bauxite to scrap? Bauxite is 12 in, 12 out. So from 12 bauxite we get ourselves 5 silica, but from 12 of this stuff from 12 of it we get 18 scrap. Six, 12, 18. Then we need 15 silica from that same amount to produce the ingots. Now we don't get 15 to begin with, do we? We only get 5, so we only get a third of the silica that we need from the production of bauxite in the first place. Unless we choose to sink some of the... Unless we choose to convert it into scrap and sink some of the scrap initially, in a very inefficient fashion so that the silica we need... Okay, so we can either bring silica in and get the system running relatively well from the word go, or we can have it hack it together relatively quickly and only use the silica that is produced in the process, but at about a third of its potential until we actually bother to bring silica in. That feels like the 2 options. But either way, we need coal. Regardless, we need coal. Even if we don't have quartz to make silica, we need coal. Let's see what happens then when we do aluminium ingots. Ingots can be smushed together with copper to make alu-clad sheets, or you can turn it straight into casings. Well, that's not an either or, is it? You're going to want both. You're going to want alu-clad aluminium sheets. At the moment, we have absolutely diddly use for these, but we definitely will have use for them. Casings, we also have no use for them right yet. That's because we've not researched any more. But there's no reason not to get them up and running. Okay, so copper, bauxite, coal, absolute bare minimum. With quartz on hand for the additional silica where possible. Now, if we see bauxite is available down here, we need to make some more radar towers, and we need to see more of the map. That's the next stage. Is there some coal near the bauxite? Not that I've seen so far. But, right, we need some mats to make some radar towers then. Because I want to just see the map permanently. If I want to make a few of these, if I want to make 4 of those, what do we need? 80 more heavy modular frames? Fuck me, those things are expensive. 100 crystal oscillators. They're not easily done in the first place, because I still haven't automated those puppy dogs. Crystal oscillators. Add to to-do list. How many did we need? 100. Right, we need 100 of those. Right, 80 heavy modular frames. It's gone up to 80 now. Do crystal oscillators need heavy modular frames? Oh no, it's 20 heavy modular frames per radar tower, isn't it? Okay, that's gross. Oscillators go 2 per, so I need 50, not 100. Well, I still need 100 of them for the towers. The shopping list should be a shopping list to produce 100 of them, not to do 100 crafts of them, I believe. Right, let's get some stuff though. I don't even think I've got the cables to do this. Well, I definitely don't have the heavy modular frames yet. Cables. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's the cables. Reinforced plates. Where are you? Shitload of quartz crystals. Right, we've got to go get some quartz crystals. The recipe is 100 times, so that'd be 200. Oh, I can't check anything in here. Oh well, if we make more, we make more. If we make more, it's fine, we make more. It's not like we won't need them. Quartz is going to be this way. There are 3 pure coal nodes kind of west of the copper that the radar is showing. We'll find them. We'll find them. Why did I not jump in my tube? I'm partly tempted to turn it. There's actually quite a few things on my jobs list right now. I gotta focus on one. Focus on one, which is making 4 more radar towers for a little bit more range. And that will also give us, hopefully, an easier time going and finding more spheres. We definitely need. Meow. These are even going into the cloud, but the problem is that the A stack of 200 never seems to be anywhere near enough. Never seems to be enough. Zoom. Alrighty, one pipe down. Skirt. Next pipe. One of three. Four radar towers, to be fair, might be a little bit overkill, but it's not like we're not going to need them. We don't make these materials to not use them. I am running the risk, though, of accidentally putting off steel production. Just these two factories alone need like twice the amount of steel I'm actually producing, and that's before I even consider the main factory making anything. My steel situation's kind of dire right now. I know there's plenty on the belt as it stands, but that's probably because there's a bigger bottleneck somewhere else. Crystal oscillators. Where have you gone? There we go. Just started playing this. Seeing you set up here, I wonder how long it's taken me to do so. My save game as of right now is 50-ish hours, I think. All of our playthrough last week, plus a little bit more. Okay, a little bit more than that, maybe 60, 62-ish hours so far on this save. This is absolutely 100 to 150 to maybe even easily 200 hour playthrough, even if you're kind of like slowly chipping away at it. It's certainly not something you complete in a day. And I have known people to play 50, 60 hours and then decide that they want to start again because it's way too spaghetti the first time. But best of luck to you. We're by no means pros at this. This is only my second playthrough of this ever, so we're learning on the job. One day I'll make a proper city block factory in this game. Oh, clearly a Factorio enjoyer. I'm sure it's possible. I'm sure it's possible. Like, you see, like the big content creators for this game, who clearly, like 200 hours is a drop in the ocean compared to how much they've played the game. They obviously glorify a lot of what's possible, because they can spend a 40-hour work week building a nice looking building. But it's I don't care for the aesthetics too much. I more enjoy the logistics. Which is why at the moment my factories are all just big orange boxes, but you know. Everybody loves a big orange box from time to time. Phantom, welcome in. Yo, yo, yo. We want to be doing as little of this handcrafting as possible, but unfortunately with crystal oscillators I don't have much of a choice right now. Well, I do have a choice. I could have put some proper transport in of these things to the main base, but I haven't. Lots of things I haven't done yet. Big box, little box, satisfactory box. That's it. No fishes involved. 0 fishes were harmed in the rhyming of this rhyme. The heavy modular frames are going to cripple me, aren't they? As I suspect that we're only making a couple of these a minute. In fact, I know categorically we're not even making a couple of them a minute. I think my second playthrough will be slightly more aesthetic, but I'm kind of with you, efficiency over aesthetics. Yeah, exactly. I think, like, at least your first playthrough, it makes sense to just do it. When you know every step of the process and can kind of see what's coming, then you've got more room to be creative, because you're like, oh, well, I know... Because I don't want to spend a whole bunch of time making a beautiful factory to then in 10 hours time realise that it's tiddly and I need to, like, build a bigger one anyway. If I'm going to do fancy aesthetic things and make things look beautiful, I want to know it's, like, relatively final. That's my take on it anyway, which is why why my factories are just kind of a bit bare and open right now. They just do the job. They're there to do the job. You, my friend, need to have like 1 billion of these in. 4. 5! Okay. 80 is going to be quite the challenge. We are 10% of the way there on those, just for these 4 radar towers. Why is that red? Oh, shit the bed. You know why that's not doing anything particularly smart? Because I ripped this up to move it, didn't I? And Dum Dum here didn't power it back together. Can I get me a... Dum Dum didn't power it. A Mark II. Dum Dum here didn't power it. Oh, well, at least it means the reinforced iron plates and the rods behind it will have stacked up a little bit. I want to see trains before part 20. Okay. I should probably... I don't know how people feel about this, but I should probably at some point go back over the last... What are we on now? Part 12? I should go over the last part 12s. And instead of having them in like 4-hour stream VOD style, take them, condense them, maybe highlight video them. And so maybe even just do a bit of a voiceover on them. So like, you know, explaining what we did in the first 10 hours of the game, for example. Actually do proper content creator things. Right, there we go. There's more of those going in there. That means this thing should be cooking properly now, really. Should be cooking now. Okay, you need 5 to do anything. It's running at 12% efficiency. Yeah, that's... whoops. Previously in the Squirrel Factory. Stanley calls people Old Bean, and everybody... And Manthias nearly chokes on coffee. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. This is why I do locally record every one of the streams, so that I at least have the footage if I want to go do that. But even from last week alone, that's like sifting through 40 hours of footage to condense down into some more digestible, catch-upable. Yeah, we'll see. Would you play with viewers in future playthroughs? I mean, I need to bear in mind that Satisfactory for me right now is a side hobby. It's a side hustle. I still predominantly focus on World of Warcraft. But the theory goes, yes, if we... Why has NVIDIA Overlay nuked... Why is it just reset itself, and why is it now not showing my FPS? Why does it do that? Why has it decided to do that? Okay. Alright, sure. Yeah, I need to kind of vaguely remember that my main focus is still on World of Warcraft day by day. We might end up, as we get into the later phases of this, and as we start to maybe consider doing second playthroughs and stuff, I might take it a little bit more casually, or I might open it up like a multiplayer server or something, and anybody can jump in, sort of thing. I've not really decided. Realistically, I'm only playing Satisfactory at the moment to kill time because nothing's happening in WoW. Once the new major content patch for WoW comes out, we will turn back to World of Warcraft. I've not done a complete switcheroo. Dual stream to YouTube, use that as the archive. Yeah, mine does exactly the same. You can see just above, we're on both Twitch and YouTube, which means the VODs there are like instantly on YouTube, but I know from personal experience that watching through VODs is nowhere near as enjoyable as watching live. So condensing a 4-hour stream into a 20-minute highlight video might be more digestible for people to catch up. Get yourself some multiplayer goons to do all the work for you, so then you can focus on WoW. Oh, that's a clever theory. That's
Jack
clever.
the Dipper says, "Build the radars, you slacker."
I'm waiting on heavy modular frames.
Ah,
We're
Jack the
getting
Dipper.
there.
The enthusiasm is palpable. Building radars, you say. Fear not, I shall have them up and running in no time. Can't have the factory blind to the world, now can we? Onward to progress.
Onwards to progress. We are getting there. We are getting there. Add those to to-do list. Edit to-do list. Like 70 of them or something. Right, there we go. A bajillion screws again. See, I've nearly killed my entire factory of screws here. In fact, I think this will nuke my factory of screws. This is not good mojo. I don't even have enough screws to make these heavy modular frames in existence. That's really scary. That's really scary how quickly we're burning through those.
Adrestia says, "What is your favorite movie?" Oh, Adrestia, a question to stir the imagination. My favorite movie would have to be The Great British Factory Adventure. A thrilling tale of
Is that even a
machinery,
film?
innovation, and a touch of British humour. A true masterpiece indeed.
That doesn't even sound like a film. I swear Stanley's made that up. Oh, I got no concrete beams either. Okay, we're absolutely not making 4 flipping radar towers here. I don't have the mats for 4 radar towers. I'm going to put myself in a real sticky situation if I make these 4 towers. That sticky situation being the fact that I won't be able to make a belt. Okay. Yeah. Now it means I should probably just move the radars I already own. Oh, I was trying to avoid doing that. Let's see if we can make mats at least for 2 of them, though. That's why I want to make a city block using only trucks between production lines. That could be done. Setting all of the truck pathing up might drive you insane though, but is certainly possible. I worry though that doing it that way might end up with there being 10 times the amount of logistics for like...
Adrestia says,
Then
"Why
makes
is
it worth it.
2001 A SPC Odyssey not your favorite movie?" Adrestia, a valid query. While 2001 A Space Odyssey is a cinematic marvel, my heart lies with more factory-themed adventures. But fear not, for space and factories do share a common goal: expansion and exploration.
Stanley's not wrong. emptying the mod frame box to get more heavy mod frames, then refill it when you begin your aluminium factory. That kind of goes semi against what I want to do, because it kind of that sort of play style, I think, just masks a problem with another problem. I preferably would want a full box of basic frames before the overflow of the basic frames goes to supplement the heavy frames, for example. I would rather go that way, because it tells me that I'm, well, clearly not making enough. I clearly don't have enough of a supply of the basic stuff to make even the basic ones, never mind like the top tier ones. It gives you a good realization that you need more mats, and you need more time, and you need more processing. So we'll see. We'll see. This also was only ever meant to be like a little mini production more for me personally, to just have mats that I can craft things with. It was never really meant to mass produce things that can be funneled into top tier components. It's just meant to be a slow and steady thing. This handcrafting is kind of cheating. I kind of should avoid doing as much of this as possible, but it's kind of hard to not. We should probably look at moving this radar tower a little bit further south, but I need to bear in mind just where the radius. Let me turn resource nodes off for a minute. That one, the furthest reach is about here, and this one, the furthest reach is also about there. I want to have full map coverage, preferably by radars, but there needs to be a bit of an overlap, like we have here, so that we get to the middles. I need to put a radar tower on top of our biggest, highest cliff, I reckon. That should then span down about here, and then we can put another one down in this corner, and that should give us full, complete coverage of our main starting zone. The top left could be moved way more inland. No, I know. I will eventually want to go more. I could, yes, move this like way in the middle here.
Adrestia says, "Sing me a song."
But what I'm predominantly using the radar towers
Adrestia,
for
a musical
is finding
challenge.
spheres and
In a
stuff.
factory so grand, we build with our hands, gears and belts and lights aglow. The factory must grow, the factory must grow. Remember, keep those machines humming.
It's not a super efficient use of this radar tower, because it's only doing this. But the reason I want the radar towers down more than anything else is that it shows me that there's six slugs, one orb, and one sloop in this area. That's the main reason I want these towers right now. Then is the least possible landmass for me to go and explore, to know that there's a sphere and a sloop on it. So like with putting a radar tower up on this corner, I want the radar to actually cover as little of this as possible, but I still want full map coverage, if that makes sense. Eventually, once we've found all the spheres and stuff, yes, we can just bring them inland and maximize their circumferential area. But for now, I'm kind of using them for discovery of things more than just being able to see where nodes and stuff are. So I'm going to go put one up on here, I reckon, and then probably one sort of in this creek or something down here. Should probably get a nice square where we still see everything, but there should only be a little bit of crossover between them, so we can hopefully locate the spheres and stuff more efficiently. So let's go all the way, put one up on here. We should have mats accrued for at least one anyway, shouldn't we? Where did they go? We wanted to make 4, but we should have computers takes 10 of those, 20 of those. Okay, we're actually very close to producing 3 of them anyway, so that should be fine. Right, let's go. Let's go. What's gonna be... This one takes me to... I'm just trying to think how we get to where we're going. We'll go this one. I've got some weird, weird zigzaggy stuff going on up there. So we can drop one right on top of the hill. Oh shit, power. I probably don't have power up there, do I? We can fix that. That's easy. Easy fix. Easy fix. He also could have said that Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was his favourite movie. Why would Charlie... What have I missed? Was the old dude in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory called Stanley? Was that the granddad in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? We should probably keep our scanner out, just in case. I stupidly didn't come out here with any real supplies. Was it Grandpa Joe? Oh, well, it was Grandpa Joe, yeah. Oh, but on the factory theme, I see. I'm with you. Sorry, I'm clearly slow today. Plus, I think it's cool having a radar tower up here. I don't know why. Is it? Isn't this? If I remember right, this is where uranium is. Kind of makes it a little bit of a sketchy place to put a radar tower in the first place, but it also means that we're going to need to come here at some point anyway. Are you already complaining about wire distance? Apparently so. Let's put them in interesting locations just because we can. Hi, friendly. Are you going to be friendly? Probably not. Alright, let's put you there. Right, maybe we don't put it right on the top. Because I think this is actually about the right place for it, really. Give it some juice. Give it some beans. Right, boom. Let's put map markers back on. Resource map markers. Beautiful. Now we're seeing stuff. Hey, look, we found some more crude oil up here. Impure. Ooh. Icky. Impure. Right, well, there's our SAM ore and our quartz, double quartz, triple quartz that we've claimed. We have apparently some Caterium ore nearby. Oh, it's also only going to show stuff that we know exists, doesn't it? I'm pretty sure there's uranium up here, but if we can't scan for it, I guess the radars don't show it either. We have, as far as coal is concerned, lots of coal, lots of, well, a copper. This starts to feel like something we should be claiming. Has not indicated to us any bonus bauxites though, although we haven't seen too much of this area. 4 spheres, 4 sloops, 49 sluggeroonies, and 2 hard drives. So there's some work to do in that quadrant. Definitely work to do in that quadrant. Are we going to say that, like, roughly down here is a good spot for the next one? This is going to explore an awful lot of the zone for us. Does that one and that one intersect in the middle, at least? A little bit. Yeah, there is a little bit of an intersect in there. That's cool. That's cool. Right, we're going to make a little bit of a trip down south to around here, roughly, next, for the next tower. That'll give us a lot more radar coverage and start giving us an indication of what's going on here. Still bauxite predominantly down south. Right, back in 2 minutes, boys and girls. Quick break, stretch my legs for a minute. Ads are about to play in a second anyway. I'll be back in 2.
Adrestia says, "What do you do when you are not online serving your master?" Ah, Adrestia, curious as ever. When offline, I enjoy a spot of tea, a good game, of course, and perhaps a jaunt through the garden.
Tea?
But worry not.
Tea?
I'm always ready to serve and entertain.
The fucking weird ass drinks tea. Alright, well, now we know Stanley's a tea drinker. We might have to, he might not get his Christmas bonus he was expecting. Right, okay. No Christmas bonus for Stan. Right, let's just head south and see what happens, shall we? The only thing I have got to consider is that I can head south, but I have no... I'm not going to have any power down there. Our Caterium plant is the closest power we're going to have to down here. That was a dangerous jump, wasn't it? Let's get the geolocator out whilst we do it.
Luot Fever TV says, Stanley, Mantheus called you a weird ass for drinking tea. Your statement to this? Oh, Loot Fever TV. A spicy retort from Mantheus. As for tea drinking, it's a refined art, my friend. Perhaps Mantheus hasn't tasted a proper cuppa yet. Remember, variety is the spice of life, even in beverages.
Stanley also seems to pronounce my name differently every time. Which is also quite funny to me. And it's probably because it's entirely made up. Well, I guess at the end of the day, most names are made up, but like more made up than like John or Bob. Oh shit! Hang on. Whoa! Why am I using? Have I run out of fuel and all? Oh god! I'm using flipping solid biofuel. This also isn't meant to be how things are happening. I've now lost my jetpack. No fuel stored in the cloud. Good question. Haha, yoink. There's also a sphere around here. We've stopped going hiss. My
Adrestia says,
my
say for
Geiger
the
counter.
supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Well, he did.
Well, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Isn't that a mouthful? Quite the tongue workout, I must say. Keep practicing your pronunciation, and you'll have it down pat in no time.
Round is... Well, there's a golden slug there, for starters. We are heading into unexplored territory here. How far away do I want... I kind of probably want the tower up on this hill somewhere, to be fair. So we can get up there, we can configure how the hell we get power back up there too. Is there a semi-jetpack friendly route up here? Oh, I hear the hum of success. Oh, it's a slug. Alright, well, we'll take the slug. Yoink. I kind of like the fact that in Fallout 4 many
Kuhani
common
says,
names
do you suffer
were
from
known to house
hippomonstros
robot.
squipedaliophobia?
You can say that.
Ah, hippomonstros squipedaliophobia, the fear of long words. How exquisite. Not to worry, my dear friend, I simply embrace the beauty and complexity of language. Nothing to fear here.
I'm glad Stanley can say it, because I definitely can't. It addressed you by the name, otherwise it just used sir. At least the robot's polite. Can't ask for much more than that. I mean, when your real companions struggle to be polite, at least your fake ones should try harder. Oh shit, look at you. You're a big dude.
Adrestia says, what is the English translation of Lanfair pulgwin gilgogerich wen drobiao lanticilio gogogoch? Lanfair pulgwin gilgogerich wen drobanapti lanticilio gogogosh. A Welsh tongue twister indeed. The English translation is St. Mary's Church in the hollow of the White Hazel near a rapid whirlpool and the Church of St. Tisilio of the Red Cave. Quite the mouthful.
There is no way you knew how to spell that. I can guarantee that you Googled big ass Welsh name, and I reckon you probably copy pasted that. I'd have money on you not being able to spell that one. He did mispronounce it. I mean, he gave it more of a go than I'm willing to. For sure. I am well known for my power of Google foo, indeed. Oh, Jack.
Jack the Dipper says, "Can you say Nuken into Koken?"
Yes, you can.
Oh dear, Jack the Dipper. That phrase is quite cheeky. Nuken into Koken translates to have down in the kitchen in Dutch. Remember, we must keep things PG in our British builder banter.
Oh, there it is. Yoink. Sphere claimed. Check this area out. Oh! I saw this from the other end of the map. There's Samor in the middle of the lake over there, look. And that's probably a geyser. Of the diamond variety? Not sure. But this feels like it could and probably should be a good place for a radar. Good-ish place, or maybe on maybe up there. Maybe I want it up there. This is a cool place all the same. Now, what I am going to have the problem with is power. We have power somewhere over the rainbow. Behind this old rock over here, we have some power. Alternatively, it might not be a terrible idea to wang some hooning great big power lines up this direction anyway. Can we cheese it by just... How much power does one of these things require? It's probably loads, isn't it? 30 megawatts of juice. How do I get 30 megawatts of juice just like quickly, temporarily? Can we cheese it and then... Sorry, tree. You did look beautiful once upon a time. And then we turned up. Yeah, I was thinking just slam a bio burner down for a minute. These produce exactly 30, don't they? So we can keep this just kind of cooking. Doesn't need to be a permanent solution. Just long enough for us to have a little looky back. What can I put in here? Wood, solid biofuel. $14 spheres in this thing. 14 spheres, 7 schloops, 9 hard drives. Clearly because we're moving into this end of the world. Look, it's found that other SAM node, impure SAM node. What was our SAM node? Normal. And there's another SAM node, impure, this way. This is clearly bauxite heaven, isn't it? Load of bauxite going on up here. Coal directly near where we are. Coal geysers, triple coal, pure. Triple pure coal right next door. Triple pure coal, pure iron ore. Bauxite, copper, bauxite, copper, lots of coal. Aluminium round here-ish doesn't feel like a bad shout.
Adrestia says, "Is there a language you do not speak? And if so, could you tell us, hello, how are you in that language?"
That you do not speak.
Ah, there are many languages I haven't mastered, but I'll give it a go. In Finnish, hello, how are you is, hey, miten voit. Always up for a language challenge,
Not really.
old chap.
I find it amusing that you picked Finnish. Mitten voit. Put too much emphasis on the T. Okay. You did give it a good go. You did give it a good go. Yeah. Copper, bauxite, coal. With there being so much bauxite along here, pure, normal, pure. Coal here. Not very much coal though. Oh no, it's a pure coal node. Yeah, aluminium is probably going to be an up here situation somewhere, doesn't it? I don't know how much coal we actually need. This is what I don't know yet, ratios. 2 more impure sulfur nodes. Okay. This is going to run out of fuel before too long. It's got a minute left before it turns off. We need to configure how we turn you chung off. He's probably IP based. It's also a remarkably difficult language, so maybe it's one that is picked up on occasionally by these AI models as something that's difficult to speak. Coal and iron corner looks pristine for a steel factory with the abundance of water. Oh, like a big dick steel factory, like going in proper steel factory. Because you got the sulfur. Okay, my brain said turbo fuel then. Because of the sulfur. How much? That's just a normal sulfur node. Compacted coal. Because our oil production down here, I was kind of hoping that there was... Oh, shit, the flipping thing's turned off. Of course it has. We need to power that properly. Yeah, decisions. It does look pretty good for steel, doesn't it? But my initial plan has been to turn this coal production off, to use all of this coal, and all, because we've got what, pure, 2 pure nodes here. We've got 2 more pure nodes here. Now it's 1-to-1 on coal. Normal, impure. 2 impures are the equivalent of a normal. So that's like 3 normal nodes. Yeah, that's not even huge amounts of steel at the end of the day, is it? But Mark III miners, big smelters. I do need to decide. But what did we figure out with aluminium? Aluminium requires sulfur. Why did it need sulfur? Hang on. Let me refresh my memory. Bauxite. We need bauxite. Bauxite, coal, and copper. Bauxite, coal, and then copper in order to make the sheets. What the flipping hell was it that I looked at that needed acid then? I don't know. Maybe that's something that's turning up soon that I know somehow, but shouldn't know. I was kind of really hoping that I'd find... more sulfur down here for the purpose of compacted coal, because I was kind of maybe there is more down here. In fact, there almost definitely is down here, because this is another base. Okay, I need to run power to here first, get power to there, and while I'm running power to there I can do more thinking, because I am clearly not thinking very well. Let's take you up for now, because you're fucking useless. Let's put some big old power tower up here. Hopefully we can make connections to this from somewhere. I don't reckon I can get down there in one go. Why did I choose to build this on a fucking great big cliff where I'm just making the job harder for myself? 'Cause it's fun, right? That's why we do things, 'cause it's fun. I want it on there. I bet it doesn't reach there, though. Bet it doesn't reach there. Oh, no, it does reach there. Holy! There we go. Boom. Magic. Magic, magic, magic. That's a good start. Can live with that. Hiroshi, welcome in. Good morning, good morning. Let's... We're making the plunge. I don't actually have the zip line, which would have been really fun for this as well, wouldn't it? Oh, a slug. Fuck off, bees. That just looks like a massive, great big oil well just on the floor. Right. One of you. Where are we going to put the next one? Over there? Yeah. Next one over there. Okay, we're not going to get all the way there ourselves, are we? Do I have any nukes on me? Can I get rid of these poo towers? I hate these things, because there's going to be a day where I'm going to completely forget to have gas masks, or I'm going to run out of gas masks. I'm going to be really thankful for the day that I came along and blew them all up. Oh shit. Put another one on that, because I don't think it actually did it. Down there you go. Right. Haha, nuts. Don't mind if I do. Okay, we've got Caterium over there, so we've got a power pole there. What's the odds we can connect to that one from here? Probably not. It's probably a little bit too far, isn't it? We stick one more up here somewhere. One more there. Oh, go on. You know you want to connect. Go on. Wire's too long. Oh, come on. It's really not. Oh, if I do the big connections at the top. There we go. Whoops. Oh, have I been using the wrong connections on these? Oh, God hope not. Hey, but the radar's switched on at least. Right, that's some really solid visibility now. At least in the area that we've mostly should have explored anyway. That's really cool. This area, we've got 14 spheres that we can claim. There's 4 in and around here. So there's a good chance for some crossover on those, because this one back here is finding nothing. I really shouldn't have placed it so goddamn close, should I? There's only 1 sphere in that whole radius. So there's 1 sphere somewhere up in that corner of the map. Somewhere up in the corner of the map. Should probably desperately find that. 4 in this area. Probably around here, because this was previously fully unexplored. There's only 1 sphere left in this radar tower's range. And yeah, shitload in this. So there's probably loads going on around here, sphere-wise. In fact, there absolutely is, because there's not going to be much going on in this side. This is kind of the point, right? There's 4 here. There could be 1, maybe 2 in this bit. But there's 14 here, of which I think they're all going to be in this section. Or at least 10 of them probably are. Because that's the previously unexplored area. Part of me wants to put a hypertube all the way up there to get back there quickly. Don't know how easy that would be. Right, anyway, we powered that up. Now to thinking. Getting turbo fuel up and running was kind of half my next plan. But I was also kind of expecting to stumble across... Maybe I need to go put a tower down by our oil, really. Have we got enough mats for 1 more tower down by our oil to get this area on explore? That feels kind of necessary. I need 3 more heavy modular frames to build another tower. Well, surely we've got those by now, right? Surely I can borrow 3. Surely we've got 3. 25! I'm going to take literally 3. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Right, to oil. To oil. Contemplate our turbo fuel setup and see if it might be time. If we get turbo fuel hooked up, that will give us enough power overhead to possibly also ramp plastic. Because I think when we start producing computers, we're going to rip through plastic so hard. Each computer, I did the maths on this, each computer is 32 plastic. So even 10 computers a minute is like 300 plus plastic, which is going to add up really fast. Might mean that we need our full plastic build running at full tilt, which I think my maths brain tells me that our full tilt plastic build was 200 natural plastic a minute. But we can then convert a lot of the heavy oil residue. We could do something... No, we could use our... Because at the moment, when we look at fuel... If we go take a little look at fuel, the what's it called? Is that purple and crystally stuff? All of this stuff, polymer resin, all of this is just being sunk right now. But what we should probably do is use all of that polymer resin in order to boost our plastic production. I think we're going to need to. We're doing 400 fuel over here, I think. 400 fuel producing... What's one of these doing? One of these is doing 40 fuel. There's 10 of them. 400 fuel a minute is producing 300 polymer resin. I'm sure 300 polymer resin turns into a lot of plastic if I try. Polymer resin. If we're taking 6 polymer resin and turning it into 2 plastic. How much polymer resin did I say I had? 300? I can't do that kind of maths. 300 divided by 6 multiplied by 2. Okay, it's another 100 plastic that we can get from that. So that'll give us 300 plastic per minute. Still not even enough to make 10 computers a minute. Assuming the only use of plastic is computers, and it's definitely not. At the moment it is, but I'm quite sure plastic is going to get shredded soon. I just haven't figured out why. I just sense it coming. But I've got lots of opportunity to make more if needs to. That's kind of the point I was trying to make with that. Can we slam down a radar tower here then? Somewhere... Actually, somewhere exactly like round here. Zoop, 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 zoop. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Once again, I know, not the most efficient use of one, because we're... Wait, why has that got a tiddly radius? Why does that seem to have a... Does it have a tiddly radius? No, it's just I'm zoomed out. Alright, sure. Ignore me. And apparently, if I'm standing right on top of the damn thing, it's hard to hover over it. Right, 10 spheres in that area. Holy! This little cluster of land is full of spheres. Full of the damn things. Because up until this point, there's only one. This is saying there's like... What did this one say? There was 14 up until here. This area around here has got like 10 spheres in it. Just this bit here. Okay, we need to spend some time and just get all of those. I could do a lot with 10 right now. I was saying earlier that I needed 10, one upload and one upload and one stack upgrade is exactly 10. Okay, that's handy. This has shown us we've got some more bauxite here. So we've got more bauxite than we know what to do with. But the question is where we're going to actually process it. Because I think it's a bit of a trap to start processing it where it is. Because we're not going to have the other components. We're going to have to take it somewhere first. We do have some copper down south somewhere. We do have pure... impure, normal, pure coal for days in this area. I was really hoping to find sulfur. I really wanted to find sulfur around here somewhere. I really wanted sulfur somewhere close enough to make it easy to just belt it in and do turbo fuel. Because I also have other reasons to want sulfur in this area. I can't remember what it is, but there's definitely a reason. Smokeless powder. What's the recipe for smokeless powder? Smokeless powder. Yes, heavy oil residue. Heavy oil residue. Black powder. It's actually the production of the black powder that needs the sulfur. So I do need some sulfur in and around this area. And I wanted to bring sulfur in. I wanted to bring coal in. Because they're also the components to make compacted coal. Because compacted coal equals turbo fuel. I was today years old when I found out that Sunwell Plateau has a Vulpera race specific drop. That must have been added then. That must have been added at some point because Vulperas came way after Sunwell did. There is some sulfur a bit further down. I've belted coal and sulfur to the same place. Sam ore, which is interesting. Yeah, maybe it's somewhere else. Maybe it's somewhere we haven't explored yet. Where do I want to do aluminium? Normal, normal, normal. I don't know ratios yet. This is the problem. I know I need copper, but I don't know in what capacity I need copper. Copper, iron, iron. They're 3 pure iron nodes. Holy. There's so much iron in this little starting area. We had 3 normal ones just south of our base when we started. 3 normal ones just above it. 6 normal iron nodes in reach of our main starting location. There's then 4 nodes of pure just north. And 4... Is that 3 nodes of pure to the east as well? Holy. This lot plus this lot does scream steel production though, doesn't it? Actually screams steel production. Think how much I could do with 3 pure nodes of iron and 3 pure nodes of coal. What's a pure node on a Mark III miner these days? I don't even know what those numbers are. Those numbers are too big for me to comprehend. What's a... What's a Mark III miner these days? I don't even know. Those numbers are so big I can't even comprehend them. Okay. So I wanted to do turbo fuel. Turbo fuel doesn't look as straightforward as is originally thought, unless I go looking further afield for sulfur. This is what happens when I hit this point in the game. I hit procrastination mode, where I can't decide what I actually want to focus on next, and I get distracted by squirrels and try and do 5 things at once. This sulfur over here is the only other sulfur I have on the map, apart from the one I've already claimed, and that's fucking miles off. And they're both impure, which means they're pretty much dead to me. Impure is 30, 60. Is an impure node 120 with a Mark III miner on it? Because it doubles every rank of miner, doesn't it? The alternative is I just go harvest some spheres. and use that to explore this little area a little bit more. It doesn't seem very productive though doing that, but it's more productive than sipping my coffee and doing absolutely nothing. How many tokens did I have? 8. I think I need these. I was a little bit trigger happy with my spending of tokens, and I wanted to get some more decorative items. One thing I do really like about this game as well is because it's got the 4 very distinct starting zones, that it injects as what I feel to be huge amounts of replay. In a game that can easily take you 200 hours to complete, to have 4x replayability straight off the bat is crazy. Now I know there's obviously by the time you get to endgame you're exploring the whole map and there's a bit of a crossover there, but like the first 100 hours of your play could be different each 4 times you play, which I think is really cool. An impure with a Mark III miner is 120. Okay, yeah, so 120, 120 even slugged is like not a lot. Where did I put the rest, if I have the rest of my tickets? No, that's not the right one, is it? It's that one. Fix-it coupons. I got 16 fix-it coupons. None of this business we need yet. We are on the hunt for the golden nut, but that's going to have to wait. We got all of this business. We got all of the sort of power line, belt line stuff. Organization, we picked up all of the signs, the lighting. I couldn't care less about skins for my storage boxes. I couldn't care less about customizer just yet, as it doesn't add any. It doesn't add anything to the game. It just makes it a different color. Who cares? Steel walls, concrete walls. These are not worth spending points on right now. Foundations, I bought all of them, so that I have the option to build in different ways. Walls, this is where I need to spend some more points. Steel framed windows, so that we're not making completely orange boxes. That's 12 if we want both of those. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We could start getting the inverted ramp wall bundles and the wall ramp bundles. Roofs? Are these roofs? No, they're just tilted walls. What's the difference between a tilted wall and a roof? Isn't that the same thing? Architecture. Oh shit, no, it's in here there's lots of stuff I wanted. It's in here that there's loads of stuff I still need. I accidentally splurged all of my points before I got this far into the shop and realised, shit, a lot of this I want. Things like the pillars. I want, you know, just tiddly little things that just makes things look nice, you know. The structural set, I think, could be very useful for when building factories. To put yeah, I think some of this could be just useful. Do you have a brick roof? I don't have any of the roof stuff yet. Fix-it roofs. Equipment. We're not going to be buying any of this business. This is what you spend your points on if you've got nothing else to spend your points on at the end of the game. And you just quickly need some stuff. Buy quite a wide selection of stuff in here. Radio control units. You can buy 50 radio control units. I can't even make these yet. That's interesting. You can buy stuff from the store before you can even make it. Can I make radio control units? No. We don't even have the ability to make radio control units. When do we get that? That's this thing. Can't even make those yet. Is there any research that takes those? Ah, that's clever. Ooh, that's maybe a cheeky way to get drones nice and fast. Not that I think it's going to make much difference, because until you've done some of this business, you're probably not going to be able to make drones very well anyway. Oh, because don't drones take batteries? Okay, that all of a sudden, I was just wondering if that's a cheeky way to quickly zerg to drones. But you'll be able to unlock them, but you probably won't be able to use them. Can you use fuel in drones? Drones can use any fuel. Oh, okay. That might be a cheeky way. I might save up some of these tokens then rather than spending them. That might be a cheeky way to quickly unlock drones before you would normally be able to. Drone ports. Functions as a home to a single drone port. Oh, that could be quite clever. It would be smarter just to do things properly, though, mind, and unlock things, you know, well, you can unlock these kind of they might be an absolute bitch to craft. That might be the thing. I want these. I want my hover pack. Okay. Can anybody else tell I'm stun locked? I'm absolutely stun locked. I need to get some food in me. I need to have a little bit of a think about what we're going to do. Have I done anything in the last 3 hours? Have I done anything in the last 4 hours? We've automated a few more bonus things. I spent probably a little bit more time on this than I would have normally done. But that is to say that this was a little bit more involved than I expected it to be. We do now have some heavy modular frames being produced, and the emphasis is on some. It is not running very efficiently at all. We're maybe getting 1 a minute of these, but it's a trickle feed if nothing else. And that's mostly due to material constraints than anything else right now. We've unlocked tier 4. We've gone around and we've unlocked some of the map. We put some radars down. Radars are quite expensive at this point in the game, so that harvested a lot of my resources. I'm going to then, before tomorrow's stream, figure out exactly where we're going to put aluminium and start putting the foundations in place to actually build aluminium. I'll do a little bit of research and see what's the crack, because we're probably going to harvest a bunch of this bauxite if possible. But I also suspect we're probably not going to craft aluminium too close to where this is. We're going to take this somewhere first, because the need for quartz, was it quartz? Shit. I think it was quartz. Yeah, there's a need for quartz when we start picking this up out the ground. We've got quartz up here. We've got 3 stacks of quartz. This is what's providing us with the silica that we're going to need. So we are going to have to build aluminium somewhere that's not here, really. But at least we can bring in bauxite times many. Maybe quartz times many. Maybe we do a centralized location. We need somewhere that's got a bit of copper as well, didn't we? Copper and coal. Oh, I ain't flipping no. This is what I need to figure out. I need to summarize some of this without trying to verbal diarrhea the entire lot. We have all of this over here as well. Aluminium is screaming to go here. Screaming to go here. Supply of water. Yeah, I'm feeling it could be over here. We get quartz for the silica. We got all the coal we need. We've got the copper that we need. We just need to get the bauxite over there. That's going to be the only challenge. But I think that's probably the play, is bringing the bauxite to where it's more convenient rather than bringing everything else to the bauxite. But I'll have that decided and I'll have that figured out by tomorrow. Boys and girls, thank you all for joining. It wasn't the most fruitful of expansions today, but when you enter a new phase, there's new things to figure out. Thank you all for joining. Is there anybody on in the Satisfactory directory that we can raid into? I have the problem of that I know basically nobody in the Satisfactory sphere. So I'm always confused as to who might be good to raid into. But the Satisfactory community has been good to me so far. It makes me feel I should share the love. I'm open to suggestions in this regard, if there is anybody that has suggestions that knows better than me. I do like to sometimes do a little bit of pre-planning on this, but let's have a little bit of a look. Let's put same category. Who we got here? JT and Bex. JT and Bex is doing some Satisfactory stuff. Who we got here? They've been up for about an hour. They're doing some buildings. They're working on some phase 2 stuff. They might be a little bit newer to the game. Sounds like I'm late to the party. Crazy Bear, welcome in. Yeah, we're just hunting down somebody to do a raid into. I'm going to go get me some food. It's pretty quiet at this time of the day on Twitch in general. Who be this? Oh, French. That's problematic. That's problematic. Nothing against the French, but I would prefer to stream into... I tell you what, I can't easily, unless we've got suggestions, I can't easily find somebody to raid into, so I'm going to have to let you wander off in your own directions. I will thank you once again for coming. Please feel free to come say hi over on the Discord. Is Mr. GM online? Could we do more, send people in to spread the love that way? You're right, Mr. GM has just come online. Yeah, we'll send you over to Dan. We'll do that. That's easy. Lots of you are probably here from World of Warcraft anyway. Mr. GM. Send you over that way. Is he just starting his stream? Oh, he is just starting. All right. Boys and girls, thanks again. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Go say hi to Dan. I have no idea what he's doing in WoW, but he's in his new house and is probably doing some maybe Lunar Festival stuff. Yeah, let's get that on the go. Right, have a wonderful rest of the day. I'll catch you all next time. Peace.